morning, Macon, Georgia, and everyone else around the world through the World Wide Web. This is the Morning Roast for Wednesday, April 17th, 2013. It's 8:06 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 59 degrees outside, sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 61.
Wow, what a day.
Very good day.
Beautiful day. It's going to be the type of weather that you want to be out and about. And of course, I have no car, so I'm stuck in the house. But at least I'll be able to go outside and sit on a porch.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's doing well. If you're wondering where Anthony is, it's a long story, folks. So I would rather we could talk about it maybe on the second half and discuss what happened. Yeah. But what's in the news?
Well, yesterday, the family of Sammy Davis Jr., the unarmed man shot and killed by Macon police officer Clayton Sutton in front of a Macon Kroger in December, held a rally at City Hall yesterday with the Georgia NAACP chapter. The rally came the day before the shooting review board is scheduled to meet to find out if Sutton violated any police protocol in the Davis killing.
Yeah.
The meeting is closed to the public, but will include several representatives from the police department, representing from police departments in surrounding counties, as well as 2 citizens appointed by the mayor. Davis's sister, Cheryl, says while she would have liked Sutton, who was cleared of criminal charges by District Attorney David Cook, to face jail time. She says at this point, justice for her family would mean Sutton taking off the police force permanently. If we can get rid of him so he isn't a threat to anyone else's brother, mother, or child, I'll feel good.
Got the video.
Cheryl, okay.
Ready?
Wow, and these guys are already starting.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Macon's chapter of the NAACP wants justice for Sammy Davis Jr. Earlier this evening, relatives of Davis marched in front of Macon City Hall. They're angry that Macon police officer Clayton Sutton still has a job after his deadly confrontation with Davis outside of the Pioneer Kroger back on December 21st. Cheryl Davis, the victim's sister, says today's show of support from the community means a lot to her family.
It lets me know that there's some hope still here in Macon. You know, that everybody isn't a backwards thinker, and that, you know, folks aren't looking at this just because it's black and white, but this is good and bad. And I'm real happy to see people here standing up for what's right.
Now, last month, Bibb District Attorney David Cook declined to pursue criminal charges against Sutton, saying the officer had believed his life was in danger when Davis lunged at him. Well,
Okay. Well, Edward...
That was good.
That was great. Edward DeBose, president of the Georgia state chapter of the NAACP, called for Macon Police Chief Mike Burns to resign or be fired, and for Sutton to be prosecuted for murder. DeBose said, "This man has wreaked havoc on your community, and the question has to be, what is it about him that no one takes a stand against him? I should say."
Well, no, this is too much. He's saying my shirt was like 5 times too big. Yeah, I was given that shirt by Cheryl. I paid for it, but that shirt, when she handed it to me, I knew it was going to be too big. But what I did was I basically printed out a picture of 2 police officers beating up on a guy, and I put it down at the bottom if you take a look at the tape again.
Okay.
And we had a good time. It was a great day, which is why I don't understand why Anthony showed up the way he did this morning. Anyway.
Yes. As Ed is showing the rest of the photos of the rally of yesterday, I guess part of it.
Are we in North Korea now?
No, that's another part of the story later.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me just say this. I mean, when I went up to speak, afterwards I was told by the director of the NAACP, "Good presentation, man." All I did was call on the mayor to leave. And and later on, once I find the paper, I'll read it out.
There you are.
With Mr. Lightfoot?
There's Lightfoot. This guy is huge. Big as a house.
Yes, he's
All
about
right,
at least
all
6'8".
right. I'm short and I make everybody look like a big
Who is that
hound.
woman in the middle?
Woman, that's Glenda Lee.
Oh, you know who that looked like from the distance.
Who? No, there's Elaine Lucas
Now,
there
Elaine
now.
Lucas right there.
Right there.
The woman
That's
in the
her.
middle.
That is her. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Elaine Lucas
That's what I
right
thought
there.
that was.
I went up to her. She was very cordial. And then Danny came up to me and hugged me and said, "Thank you for your support." Danny's the guy that we saw the video last week where you guys were kind of, critiquing that he didn't sound sincere. But Danny was there. Elaine Lucas was there. He didn't go inside. And Elaine was inside. She's part of the board. Or the council, whatever. But I was looking right at her when I mentioned about how some candidate, you remember? Mm-hmm. I said some kind of a candidate, some candidate who's running for mayor, and that y'all are supporting what some of you are supporting. I looked right at her. I said, told her not to give counsel or get counsel from that guy Crump. That hit it pretty much. It hit everybody. Everybody just kind of was stunned. And I'm looking at their expression because they realized that, she got bad advice. She got real bad advice. It's the lawyer that's doing the Trayvon Martin case.
Yeah.
I got to meet him, Mr. Crump. Funny name.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was there. He came in all the way from Tallahassee to look at this and go to the funeral. Offered her counsel, and Jack Ellis told her, don't take his counsel. Guess what? Now she has no counsel. And that's the ridiculousness that goes on in the city all the time. Bad advice, bad people, bad news all the time. It just doesn't surprise me that this kind of shit goes on all the time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, you've been here your whole life.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, things of this nature, I mean, you pretty much have to have a thick skin. These things are going.
Wanting because.
I mean, like the wheels of justice, they lay pretty much.
Are there
grind
wheels
slow.
of justice here?
If so, it just moves very, very slow. Hopefully, it does move during one's lifetime. Pretty much. But so far, it's been moving like molasses in January. Just.
Well, your lifetime.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's not going to happen for another. I think some of the stuff, it's like that old man said, which I got pissed off when he said it. That priest, the old Reverend, whatever his name.
Yeah.
Reverend Frey or Ray or Cray, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, "Oh, wait on it." You remember that?
Well, yeah.
What did he say?
Well, yeah, he said, "Wait on it, be patient." But I have to agree with you. And matter of fact, I wish I could find the tape of it, because it kind of reminded me what you said when someone was talking to Jackie.
What do you think about me talking out loud?
Well, yeah. When you were saying like we need it now, not wait. We need the justice right now. Kind of like I wish I would have said it Monday. It would have been more effective. But there was this news program. It wasn't Face the Nation. It was This Week with George Stephanopoulos, and they had George Will there, and he was talking about Jackie Robinson, and he was talking.
Good segue.
And he was talking about someone was actually talking to him back about when he integrated Major League Baseball through Branch Rickey, who was in charge of the Dodgers at the time. And one person saying, and this was, I think, maybe around the time of the March on Washington.
Yeah.
And he was, and they asked Jackie, do you think, Negroes or black people should be a little bit more patient with this thing and with patient? I mean,
it's ridiculous.
But he said,
it's a
look,
ridiculous statement.
And in a way, in a nutshell, if I can find the video, I'll definitely try my best to find it.
Let's try to find that.
Yeah, he basically, in a nutshell, said that, look, we've been waiting since the Civil War. And that was
Thank you.
That has been like, what?
I mean, how much more time are you going to wait?
Yeah.
I mean, I take a shit, and that takes longer than what I feel should happen.
Right.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the Reverend gets up there. First of all, they switched him off. I get up there because I'm right after Anthony. Then all of a sudden, I'm being told to get out of the podium. And I'm like, oh, you guys screwed that up too. That's the comment I made, right? Mm-hmm. Am I right?
Yes.
I said, well, I guess you screwed that up too. Or I didn't use the word screw. What was it? Messed that up. I guess you messed that up too. Or you messed that up. Somebody messed that up because I was supposed to be the guy getting up there. But they have this Reverend Frey or Ray, whatever his name is, get up there before me. And meanwhile, all he talks about is be patient, be patient. It'll happen. It'll happen. And I'm like, as I'm walking towards the podium, well, I totally disagree. I totally disagree. And then I get up on the podium and I said, well, I don't want to wait. And I'm not going to wait. I want justice now. And then I went and I read my statement where I called on the mayor to resign. And so that's really what happened yesterday. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you spoke on what?
I spoke on basically just an update or a review of what I said the first time about improving commerce in Macon, Georgia, particularly in the Central Georgia area, which will hopefully will improve revenue in Georgia statewide. And in my idea was through the film industry, and I talked about how Georgia made $3 billion last year.
That's right.
In films alone, it's the most film state, third most film state behind next to New York and California. And I added on what I added on to, which I wish I think I should have. I wish I probably should have not done any backs. I think I rehashed too much of my original speech, which kind of cut me off. But the thing was, I was talking about actually about a brand new studio, and I think the last thing I said was to quote a line from The Shawshank Redemption: either get busy living or get busy dying. That's when I got cut off, when we were talking about how the population of Macon has been dwindling over the last decade.
Yeah.
Or so.
Did you mention that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, because I was talking about.
I remember you mentioned something about.
Yeah, because I wanted to get a directory of all the Central Georgia actors, writers, directors, set designers, costume designers.
Brilliant.
And have them on display at supermarkets, like you have like those magazines where you have real estate magazines.
Yes.
So whenever we have casting directors or film companies that need a set, need a crew or a cast of people, it will be right there in front of them.
Yeah.
And for any
and they can pick it up with their Vanity Fair.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where the part I got cut off, because I was saying I didn't get a chance to say which I wanted to say. Well, I'll say it right now. It'll be a shame to have all these actors and directors and writers and all this other talent commute to Savannah, to Atlanta, to Marietta, and all these other places out of town, outside of Macon, in which to the point where they actually have no other choice but to move to those areas like Savannah and the aforementioned places due to gas or whatever, just to save money, where we can have we can retain these talent, we can retain our population here and keep them here and have the film industry grow here instead of out of town and outsourcing it through the counties of the state. That's what I wanted to say before I got cut off.
Yeah.
And which brings me to the story right here.
Come on, baby.
There's another major film studio coming to Georgia by Chip Rogers.
That's great.
Yeah, from GPB. That's the guy that I mentioned in the city council. I actually got a card from Elliot Dunwoody. He's a producer here, so I may have to give him a call. Well, Georgia is now a significant player in the world of television and movie production. The last 30 days have seen announcements to build major film studios in Georgia by mega producer Tyler Perry, who has one in Douglas County, I think, Pinewood Studios, and Median Studios, which is in Savannah. We can now add Triple Horse to the list. This is the fourth studio that's being constructed in Georgia. The Georgia-based film and production company has announced it will build 5 large filming stages at a cost of $38 million. The facilities will be located in Newton County, about 30 miles east of Atlanta. The expansion is expected to immediately create 35 full-time jobs and will likely create hundreds of part-time and temporary positions with production projects. Georgia has over $3 billion worth of film-related projects during 2012. Newton County, if you ever heard of it, was the same place where they filmed past television shows in the 80s, like In the Heat of the Night and The Dukes of
You see, I don't understand why they don't build it here. I mean, you got to go 35 miles past Atlanta, so that's probably what? What county?
What county?
Gwinnett?
Not Gwinnett. I'm trying to remember what. I had it written down. It was.
Everybody else is getting studios and all that.
Yeah, near Gwinnett County. It's
probably Gwinnett County. 35 jobs, hundreds of part-time, at how much cost? That's a good question.
Yeah, the place.
Finally, you're saying something to make, asking a question that's good. Anyway, at how much and who's going to get those jobs?
Yeah, that's the question. There are 35 jobs and hundreds of others.
Yeah, is it like here where they appoint people?
Yeah.
You know?
Newton County, that's where it is. Newton County in Covington, Georgia, which is 35 miles away from Atlanta. I mean,
which sounds to me like right near the Gwinnett County, because Gwinnett County is 35 miles, but a little less, but somewhere in the 35 range. When I lived in Lawrenceville, it was 35 miles, and then I moved down, and that was about 30 miles. I moved to Lilburn. But anyway, that's pretty good news. At least there's jobs coming to the state. Hi, Anonymous. Welcome back.
All right.
We're going to be talking about Anthony in the second half and what's going on with him.
Okay.
And
Uric Wildcat said something. It was really strange.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, all the people will leave Macon and go to ATL, go to Atlanta.
Unfortunately, he may be right. He may be right. I mean, I don't think everybody would go, but I certainly believe there'll be another so-called white flight or
Exodus.
Or whatever. Yeah, Exodus. They'll be leaving.
Yeah, it says,
I agree. But we still need it.
Yeah, we still need it, especially if they want to keep making flourishing. It says, plus the old money down here will lose their grip on the power of transportation and real estate.
Yep.
Which was basically what I was rehashing, when I said it the first time. If there's a way to have the Macon Municipal Airport and have charter flights for example, for film goers and filmmakers, and be in conjunction with the terminal station and able to have charter bus rides and charter train rides for other film goers to have for next year's Macon Film Festival, it will definitely be the Sundance Film Festival of the South. It can be done. It can be possible, and plus also have other businesses in conjunction with this procedure, having restaurants for the filmmakers in the film festival to take a part of, to dine there, as well as have.
I love it. You broke it down.
Have hotels there to have them to have a place to stay during that particular time. I mean, it could be well done and well constructed and well planned.
But and you're talking about Macon.
Yeah.
And so the word well, the only well there is that we've got a well that doesn't have any water in it.
Yeah.
We have the well, we have the structure, but we're missing a very important point, and that is desire, and that is tenacity.
Right.
What else?
Tenacity and the talent. But the thing is,
We have the talent.
yeah, we have the talent, but that's the thing. Like I said, people are going to get tired with these gas prices, and not to mention food prices, to get tired of commuting from Macon to Atlanta, or Macon to Marietta, or
Yeah.
Macon to Savannah. which
Yeah,
is
like
further.
Yerrak says, people would love to live in a town like Macon and commute to Atlanta in a high-speed rail. High-speed rail is something that we talked about. I talked about it with David Kushno.
Yeah.
And if you take a look, Yerrak, at the map of Macon, if you could bring that up somewhere, send it to me. That way we could show the map. I have it on a computer, but it's an old one.
Yeah. I mean, for
It
Macon-
literally looks like a spider.
Yeah.
Like Macon sits here, and then he's got all these railroads. It's
Well,
just
yeah.
part of the
'Cause
railroad.
It's literally in the center of the state. So
Yep.
I mean, you're talking about a gold mine of transportation.
A gold
here.
mine.
Gold mine.
And so, if you had a rail station, and I would suspect that the best place not to put it would be directly downtown. I don't think it should go there because you already have a lot of congestion there as it is. I would put it where the old Home Depot is on Eisenhower, which is sitting up on a hill. Yerrak, you probably know this. And there's enough space there. You have the existing buildings that are there that could be used for the station itself. And then because it sits on a hill, you'll be able to ram those trains underneath and make kind of like they do in New York.
Right.
Where they, now they built the stadium on there, the new stadium that they put in Manhattan for basketball. I believe it's basketball, right? Which is a stadium they built in Manhattan. It's gorgeous.
Right.
And they put it in the rail yards right next to the Jacob Javits Center, right on 34th Street. And it was ingenious. They built kind of a platform on top of the existing old rail lines. And the rail lines are still running to Penn Station, underground, under the stadium. They could do that there. They could literally just carve out, and that is the only spot in all of Macon. Literally, the center hub of Macon is right there. And they'll be able to go to Augusta. They'll be able to go to Savannah and Atlanta, of course, Columbus. I mean, they could literally make a rail line that goes in every direction.
Right.
And you'd be able to have a lot of business coming in.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yep. So, Aunt Jemima's on. That's the first time I've seen her.
Yeah.
She said, Irv Man River, that Irv Man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling. He keeps rolling along. Thank you. Thank you. Aunt Jemima. Anyway, but no high-speed train track. Yeah, I know. But what they could do, Yerrak, what they did in Manhattan, they did in Brooklyn, they did in Queens, is what they did was they took one of the main highways. I'm trying to remember the name of the highway. They took one of the main highways, and they literally, you know how they have those, what do they call those, moats in the highway? They have this little space for the police to go in and all that crap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in case of a breakdown or whatever. It's not the shoulder. It's in the middle of the road. And they literally put in these long, high kind of T's. Like it looks like the letter T.
Yeah.
And it sits like this, basically. And then they put the rail right up there. So when you look up 50 feet, you see the train running right on the same highway. And look, if you take a look at the highways, especially down here, there's plenty of space on that highway for them to build a rail station, high speed. They don't have to use the old ones, you know. Or if you're going to use the old ones, there's plenty of land in between the tracks and, let's say, the street. And there's all these woods and all that crap. They can use that as well. I mean, there's all sorts of ways of doing it. Of course, it's going to cost. I mean, our rail station up in New York costs close to $1 billion. But of course, you know, that included the trains. That included, you know, and the how the city got the money was it sold bonds. They sell bonds. And, you know, people invest and you bring up the money. You don't have to do it through SPLOST and tax the people. The people decide whether they want to invest in those bonds. And if they invest in them, they collect the money and they can build a rail station. The problem here is that this freaking mayor is sitting on his ass doing nothing and it never gets done. You know, it's just that plain simple. It's never going to get done because there's nobody leading the charge and coming up with good ideas. They can't even come up with a good idea where movies are coming in and being filmed to try to make that consistent. They're not doing nothing.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
It's like they're just sitting on their hands waiting for something to fall on their laps or something. But, you know, like I said, you got to get it while the warm's. I mean, as not just as a citizen, but as an actor, as a director, writer, as a filmmaker, period, I just don't want these opportunities fall from Macon's grasp. I mean, we already dropped the ball 17 years ago when Atlanta had the Olympic Games back in '96.
Yeah.
And Macon was the only major city to not have an Olympic sporting event. I mean, they had some in Athens. They had two of them in Athens. They had some in Atlanta, obviously. They even had one in Savannah. They even had one in Rome. And Rome is smaller than Macon. And we could have had women's softball there, but unfortunately, instead of that, do we have anything for it? No. What we had in its place, Georgia on My Plate, where they was just showing, what did Southern people ate during the times, you know, like grits and grilled cheese sandwiches. Do you know how many IHOPs and Waffle Houses between Atlanta and Macon that actually that serve grits and grilled cheese sandwiches? You think someone's gonna drive from Atlanta to Macon 75, 85 miles south of Atlanta to Macon just for a grilled cheese sandwich, and there's no sporting event?
It's not gonna happen.
No way. It's a waste of gas. Waste of
Well,
gas. Waste of time.
but one thing I will say, if Macon did have a rail station, I hear what you're saying, Anonymous. He says most of the transportation systems in place these days are inefficient, but that is by design. Well, the one in New York is not. I mean, I'm telling you, brother, if you go to New York, you get on a high-speed rail right at the airport. There are stations that were built at the airport. You take that high-speed rail, and it takes you all the way to Manhattan, right there. And it's all done on high-speed rail, on the highways, on I believe it's the Manhattan Bridge is the one that has the high-speed rail. It's one of the bridges. And it goes right into downtown Manhattan. I mean, it's brilliant. And it cost, like I said, $1 billion. It wasn't cheap. And but how they raised the money was selling bonds. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes, Von Helton. But that's just the way it is. They built it, and guess what?
What?
It's got no conductor. It literally is all automated.
Oh.
And you got a conductor on one station making sure everybody gets off that train
Okay.
when it's done, because you got to pay money. You know, you got to pay for that. And it's a $3 ride.
Okay.
And I don't know how much it is now. It was $3, you know, when I was there. And literally, this train is run by automated computer.
Like automatic pilot.
Yeah,
or something?
automatic pilot. And so, and like I said, there were two conductors, one on one end, one on the other. And the only thing they're doing is checking the cars for bombs and all that crap, because you're going to the airport. And that's it, literally.
Yeah. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, but, you know, I mean, planes have automatic pilot, but they don't have to worry about freaking traffic lights in the sky, you know, 20,000 feet and stuff. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how do they do that. What if, like, say, for example, I mean, like, say if Georgia, by chance, and Macon was a part of it, you know, let's say by some twist of fate, somebody had some sense in the government and actually did something and actually had this transportation improved with this fast rail. How do they keep it automated and keep it running? Particularly, I mean, because unlike planes, there will be like obstacles. Like say there's a natural disaster. Say there's a tree falls or something, and it blocks the tracks or something. Or if there's some animal crossings of maybe like a bear or something, or some type of animal that crosses there. How does that automated train maneuver around it? Or
well, they must have sensors, I guess. I mean, that's about the only thing that would make sense to me. Mm-hmm. I think they'll automatically stop if they have sensors. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if they have sensors, because once again, this thing is put up so high that there's no way a deer is going to cross it or whatever. Mm-hmm. It goes up literally, I would say about the size of a 4 foot. It's about 4 stories up.
Okay.
So it's literally up there, you know. It's like way up there. And like I said, it runs on this T thing that looks like this. You got one train running on this side, and you got another one running on this side. It's just like that. And then it's got, you know, kind of a shape like this. Kind of like the Needle building, you know, the Needle building. It looks like that.
Okay.
Okay? And if they put it up high, and they run it down, let's say Highway 75, I think we'll be able to have a high-speed rail that is efficient and that is going to give you the best views you could ever have. And if they build it on the old train tracks, then they could build it next to it. There's plenty of freaking wasted land on each side of the train tracks, especially here in Macon, where you have a big area that's like dead, like nothing. And they could certainly build it there in the same direction that the old train tracks run. And it really looks, like I said, if you look at the map of Macon, the railroad tracks look like a big spider. Like it's a spider with all his legs going in every direction like this. It's pretty amazing. And the system's over, 200 years old, Iraq? And I think Iraq is for the, MARTA is okay, Iraq. But, you know, first of all, this whole train system and here in Georgia is really about 10 years behind New York. I mean, New York is literally every 10 minutes there's a train. Now, true, we don't have the population that New York has, nowhere near it. But I think every 15, 20 minutes for a train is ample time. You're going to stand there for half an hour like we do now. And then they never show up, and when they do, they're late. That's not the way to run a metro service. So I have a hard time, you know, being convinced that they're going to run it. I think give it to the Port Authority or whatever we have here. What do we have here? The airport. Let the airport run it. You know? Somebody else has to run it, because the bus service here sucks. They don't even have service here on Sunday. If you want to go to church, you better walk your ass there, because they don't nothing here. And Saturday, it seems like it's every hour on the hour.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yurik Walker says, he said, I stayed at a hotel in Manassas, Virginia, and took the metro into D.C. and back twice a day for a week. Never drove the rental car. Wow.
That's great.
So in other words, you actually save gas on the high rail.
And this is a car city. Everybody gets around in a car here. I mean, you know how much money you would save just on gas if we had a real life metro system? These buses suck. And they still cost you $1.25 to get in. So it's always going to cost you money.
Mm-hmm.
Something else.
Yeah. I think City Bumble said something. You don't realize the $3 fare. The $3 fare everyone pays does not pay for the full cost of the system. It is still paid with taxes to operate. If your fare paid for the full cost of the rail, the fare would be over $100. Macon won't have enough taxes to support that system. Wow.
Yeah. Well, why don't the church run a bus then? Well, they do. Except that, you got to be a member of that church, obviously. Not just like me, I want to go to some church today. Are they going to pick me up? If they don't know me, they're not going to let me on that van. They got to know you. You got to make appointments, all the crap. So, unlike the bus service where you just pay your fare and get on, I don't know the driver. I don't know who's in there. It's not like that at all. You have to know these people.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. Well, speaking of transportation, or at least forms of transportation, a U.S. helicopter crashes near the North Korea border.
Brother.
The aircraft carrying 21 people comes down during an exercise.
21 people? No wonder the frickin' thing crashed.
Yeah, during an exercise in South Korea, just as nuclear tensions are high in the region. The CH-53 U.S. Marine helicopter was carrying 21 personnel on board, but officials said there were no casualties. In a statement, the U.S. forces in Korea and the Super Stallion helicopter had executed a hard landing, quote-unquote, while on a routine flight operation in Cheolwon County, which is on the border with North Korea. The precise cause of the accident was not immediately known, the statement said, adding that a comprehensive investigation had been ordered. All 5 crew members and 16 other service personnel who belonged in the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit stationed in Japan were taken to a U.S. military hospital in Seoul. 15 were later released, while 6 remained in hospital in a stable condition.
Wow. Well, God rest their soul.
Well, they ain't not dead. Okay. So what do you think about this thing? Do you think they're actually going to think we actually, the United States will be in a war with North Korea? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that this little piglet guy, what the hell is his name? He looks like a pig.
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
The Un-dictator.
Nickname Psy.
Yeah.
He looks like
I think that punk is all about bluster.
Don't he look like Psy?
Yeah. Dictator Gangnam Style.
Oh, I got Psy's new video, by the way.
Yeah, he looks like a Gangnam guy.
Psy's new video?
Say again?
Got it.
You got it?
If you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go for it, kid. Beautiful. It's 8:45 and
yes, 8:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It's 59 degrees in Macon, Georgia. It's sunny right now with a high of 86 and a low of 61 degrees. You're watching the Morning Roast live from the Nut House.
Without Anthony. All right, we got this.
I predict that Gentleman will be just as big a hit as its predecessor, Gangnam Style.
큰 흥행을 불러일으킬 거라고 생각합니다. 배경은 좀 클럽 분위기가.
I think the music video will be suitable for clubs because it really sounds like that kind of music.
나오지 않을까 생각이 듭니다.
Oh, I think this is the video
Oh, okay.
No, this is. Okay, I'm
That
sorry.
it?
Yeah, man. That's
Okay, that's all right. That was good.
I get it.
We got to see him in a cartoon figure.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are they gonna do? They're gonna make condoms with his picture on it. I mean,
My bad on that
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
all right,
But,
you going
know,
back? You doing it again?
I'll get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll talk.
Just
about,
let us know.
Yeah,
Welcome
but-
back, Nordshack. Look who's back.
Oh, hey, Nordschnack, how are you doing? It's
Hi,
nice
he
to
hasn't
see you
been
again.
around.
Yes, I missed you yesterday.
Welcome
Oh.
back. Somebody switched their name. They went from something to Tower of London.
Okay.
Saibuki's here. Let's go. Let's do a roll call. Welcome, because City Bomb, Saibuki, Greybeard Shaman, the Bean is here again. Vorpal Bite, as always, we love you. Yurak Wildcat, I love you, brother. You're the best. Ellen Macon, Three Bears, and Nordshack is back, and Tower of London. Welcome all.
Oh, happy belated birthday, Nordschnack. She said that her birthday was yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Wow.
The birthday was, I missed the city at my birthday show.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyway, I was talking about, I think with all this stuff going on, all this drama, this going on in
please.
North Korea.
Oh,
I mean, they're not gonna fight, because first of all, North Korea doesn't have any natural resources whatsoever that the United States wants anyway. So unless some mad scientists be able to squeeze some diamonds, uranium, some oil, and some diamonds out of a microwave oven, a Blu-ray DVD player,
Yeah.
and a freaking Hyundai, we're not gonna. America's not gonna fight North Korea. That's plain and simple.
I know.
Plain
I
and
know.
simple.
Not only that, if America does fight North Korea, one bomb will do it. Just throw it in the middle of a city, and that's it. It's over. Just like they did, the shock and awe shit. Just throw a
Yeah,
few
as long
big
as you don't
bombs.
hit China. That's all I'm saying.
Go after that piglet. Maybe, make some bacon out of his ass. No, I'm serious. This guy is the most annoying looking guy. I mean, just annoying. You look at him, I get annoyed right away.
Mm-hmm.
He's walking around with a black coat on and that
From the
weird
Matrix.
haircut that he's got, and he's always doing this with the gun. Please, stupid ass.
Well, speaking of something annoying, there's something going on in Louisiana. It says baggy pants law will fine offenders in Louisiana parish. It says Louisiana Terrebonne Parish passed an ordinance this week to ban saggy pants in public. Their council voted 8-1 to pass the proposition despite divergent opinions in the community. Now, offenders will be fined $50 for the first offense for wearing saggy pants, $100 for the second offense, and $100 plus 16 hours of mandatory community service for the third offense. A judge will determine the punishment for any further violations. WWL-TV reports that the local NAACP chapter wholeheartedly agreed with the ban. Jerome Boykin, the group's president, declared, "There is nothing positive about people wearing saggy pants. This is not a black issue. This is not a white issue. It's not even a hip-hop issue. This is a people issue." I just added that hip-hop part. Young men who were in prison who wanted to have sex with other men would send a signal to another man with his pants below his waist. That's how that became started. It became a prison thing, as I mentioned in a previous thought to ponder I had.
Yeah, the saggy pants, whatever they call them.
Mm-hmm. The community resident Ida Moore disagreed at the council meeting. She said, "It's certainly not the first time elders complain about the social mores and dress habits of young people, but to make laws of governing social differences is a slippery slope to the level of government that we do not allow."
It is.
Says this isn't the first time U.S. governments had their hands down citizens' pants, so to speak.
Wow.
The style's been banned in Chicago schools. A town in Georgia had collected fines for the offense, and campaigns have been launched against the trend in various other cities. And they said, basically this story is from the Huffington Post.
Well, here's my concern. My concern about that is exactly that. And they're going to start profiling these guys, and they have one more excuse to arrest these kids.
Yeah.
And we already have problems here in Macon with the police already profiling.
We're racially profiling.
Yeah. So that's the only concern I got. But it is annoying watching these kids. Sometimes I want to grab them and
get a belt or a pair of
get a
suspenders
belt
or
and
something.
smack them in the ass that they like to show. And they always have these weird color underwears on. It's like,
Well, yeah.
they don't have Fruit of the Loom. They have like boxes. They
Well,
like
yeah.
to wear boxes.
Yeah, you can't. Well, see, that's the thing. You can't be wearing briefs in your sagging. Not that saying that I advocate sagging, but I'm just saying it's just ridiculous. I
It
mean,
is.
what's so cool about walking around like you looking for like the golden porta potty or something? Like you got the bubble guts or something. I mean, what's the point?
The point is that it annoys the shit out of people, and they're now gonna try to make a law to stop it. But here in Macon, they have a law that's still on the books, about 200 years old. Who the hell knows? That you're not allowed to wear on Cherry Street. You're not allowed to wear like something like a green shoes. Some bullshit law. I'll look it up.
Green
But
shoes.
it's
People
like
don't even make green
something outrageous. Like, well, back then I bet they had a lot of green shoes. Who the hell knows?
I guess they were afraid that people like it may match with the grass, and then some groundskeeper might accidentally cut the toes off or something while they're
that's
mowing
funny.
the lawn.
That's
or something. I don't
funny.
know.
That's funny. Somehow you were able to make something out of that. But I think it's funny that you were able to make something out of that. But no, seriously, folks, they want to. I bet you that there's going to be a law that as long as you're alive, you're going to be taxed on the air you breathe. No, I'm serious. I really believe that. I think that's going to happen one day. As long as you're alive, you get a tax for living. Just breathing air, and that's it. Because we're already paying for water. We're already paying for water, right? We're paying, what else? For garbage.
Yeah.
We're paying.
Yeah. It was so funny. Actually heard. There was a comedian actually several years ago was talking about we got to pay for water. They're talking about pretty soon we're gonna have to start paying for air. And
you see what I'm saying? Somebody else said it before.
I'm gonna put my air in my mama's name. Had to be.
Well, what I would like to see is that they pay for these kids wearing saggy pants. Give them a fine, not arrest them.
Yeah.
Not arrest them. But they're gonna arrest them because these kids are broke as shit and they spend their money selling weed. They buy the weed, they sell the weed, and then they get a few bucks later on.
Yeah,
some of them.
Yeah, Ellen Macon said it really well. So that's why people should be fined, not arrested, because there ain't room in jails for real crimes, for real criminals. I should
Yeah,
say.
well, do we really even have real criminals? I mean, who's not a criminal?
Yeah, so Buki says, you cannot pass a law in telling people what to wear, however fake and stupid it may look. Yeah, you're
Hello.
Right. Good morning, gamer girl.
Good morning, gamer girl.
Urek Wildcat says, when I had my store on Cherry, I could not put my neon sign on the outside of the building, so I had to put them behind the glass. Wow.
Yeah, that's true. That is stupid.
I guess people think somebody might try to steal it or something.
Yeah, well, look, I lived in New York City. They put their signs out. Never once did a sign fall off and kill anybody. That's probably one of the reasons why they don't want it outside, out of protecting the public. And Cherry Street doesn't have little bitty sidewalks. I mean, they're pretty wide.
Yeah.
You know? So, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I know. Sabuki says, fine for what? Dressing like a prick?
Yeah, well, that's what it is. People are offended. And you're right. Find out which is a law that's on Cherry Street that talks about some kind of a dress code that they have there, that if you wear it on Sunday or on some day, that you're going to get fined.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is. I heard about it.
Yeah. So I pretty much say we're pretty much all for this sagging pants law, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I will say this: if Anthony was here, though, if he was here, he would definitely have a problem with mandatory The part that,
Oh, yeah.
the,
Well,
the,
Anthony's
for the third
against
offense,
anything
he'll
that goes against his grain.
For the third offense of wearing saggy pants in this this particular Louisiana parish, it says $100 plus 16 hours of mandatory community service. Is it?
See, I think he just has a problem with people telling him what to do.
Right.
He don't want me to know what to do.
Yeah, I agree.
I figured that out. He don't want me to go with it.
Well, here we go, folks. How many minutes we got? All right, within 4 minutes, we're going to reveal what happened to Anthony today and why this is all somewhat of a game changer. It may be.
More childish than that.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I'm going to try to make it as quickly as possible.
The Morning Roast has an opening slot.
Yeah, Gamer Girl says, did Ant get arrested? No, he didn't get arrested yesterday.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't get arrested.
No.
He did talk about the police records of certain police officers that he had earlier this week, and he talked about it during the city council meeting.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yes, and we had a great city council meeting yesterday. I'm very happy that I was able to speak up and speak out. I got to go find the paper that I had where I'll read it out loud, and you people decide whether you think is a good presentation as the head of the NAACP for Macon and Middle Georgia told me last night. Anyway, we're going to go on break a little bit early because I want to find that paper, Ed. And we'll be back and we'll explain fully why Anthony is not here.
And into our second hour, we'll definitely have some stories here. Particularly some stories about an update on the Brian Banks Road to Redemption, as well as some stories that Sabukis has sent to me about some anti-Thatcher protesters on the streets of London.
No shit.
She's
dead.
During the funeral. During her
funeral.
Yes.
Well, and we're going to start reading more chatters. I know they're chattering away. We'll go back to some of the comments and talk about them. And I believe Ed is ready.
I'm ready.
All right, we'll be right back after this message.
You're watching the
Stay tuned.
There is a lot of talk about a new online commercial from Kmart.
All right, we have to warn you now. You might think that they're saying a 4-letter word, but they're really not. So, is it funny or is it offensive? You be the judge.
Ship my pants. Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
If you're still watching, we want to welcome Mark Stepanek, Associate Creative Director for AdCom in Cleveland. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, Mark. What do you think about this ad?
It's juvenile, but it's funny. I think it's great. A lot of the people online are saying that they're surprised that this came from Kmart. This is what you expect from that brand. I mean, remember their last campaign?
No. Yeah.
Exactly. Nobody remembers. I mean, this is the first time we've been reminded that Kmart exists in years. So it's great for the brand. I know they're closing a lot of stores, and that's the problem, though. We're going to get people to stores, and it's going to be the same Kmart. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure how far it's going to move the needle.
It's obviously a controversial commercial because we were talking about it in the newsroom and sharing our opinions. And,
you were offended, right?
I guess it's fine. Yeah, you know what? I remember that it was a hot sauce commercial that was on the radio where they had an older woman.
I put that on everything.
And they blanked out the word. And I'm just like...
Party, hey, it's on a gentleman.
I work at Kroger. I do my best, never ever mediocre. I love my job cause I work at Kroger. Check box first so it gets unloaded quicker. Don't let a kid leave the store without a sticker. Be really friendly, be enthusiastic. Fit 8 items into every bag of plastic. Groceries stop coming, you're saying au revoir. I'll offer you assistance getting groceries to the car. When I'm not bagging the stuff that you bought, I walk out the door and get carts off the lot. I only push 6, so I'm staying in control. I push them to the lobby because that's the way I roll. Oh. I work at Kroger. I come in undevoted, so I'm gonna get promoted. I bag when I began, but they're gonna let me scan. 4062 is the code for cucumber. You lost your plus card, I can take a phone number. I will ask if you found what you needed. I'll put each code where the scanner can read it. I get in a rhythm, I get in a swagger. I put stuff on the belt and I send it to the bagger. Except on other days when they put me on express, in which case I do the bagging cause it's 50 things or less. Doing this for real and I'm really getting in it. Scanning 30 items every single minute. I do 95. Oh, I work at Kroger. There we go. I work at Kroger. Yeah. I work at Kroger.
IKEA is hoping their cuddle rapes will be big sellers. Did I say cuddle rape? Yes, I did. Hey guys, I'm Patrick Jones for Buzz60. The Swedish furniture maker is a little embarrassed after a curious Redditor typed Gosa Raps, the name IKEA gave to one of its pillows, into Google Translate. And what came out was cuddle rape. Well, that's causing quite a stir. But, as some Swedish-speaking Reddit users pointed out, the meaning is lost in translation. These translation issues happen all the time. Target was ridiculed after they named the shoe Arena, or urine in Spanish. That's not lost in translation, that's just lost.
Wow.
Signs can also be a big problem. Not sure who would ever be hungry for dried rape vegetables. Dangerous not to swim, huh? I get it. YOLO. For your pleasure there. Well, I don't know what's in the other direction, but go that way. Who is looking for directions to the execution tunnel? Buzz60. Now you know, pass it on.
I work at Kroger. I do my best, never ever mediocre. I love my job because I work at Kroger.
All right.
Boy, thank goodness.
We'll be back.
You know,
We're back, rather.
you guys
I guess I'll be
can't
back.
See us.
Wow.
You can't see us.
All right. We on yet, Ed?
I don't know. Hold on.
Okay, here we go.
Little ant somewhat here. Well, at least a picture of him.
Ed, I can effing could go off you, huh? Saibuki, you're not speaking English, Saibuki. For an Englishman, that's terrible English.
Okay.
God bless Saibuki's
I'm sorry.
across the ocean.
I'm just being honest here.
Now,
Anyway,
now to get to the
Yeah,
juicy-
Great Richard,
the
get your
juicy
ship
part of
together.
the show.
am I wearing a
Get your
hat for
shit
Margaret
together.
Thatcher's funeral? Yeah, it's black,
Yeah.
and he doesn't wear hats.
Mean the hag?
For funerals, rather.
Thatcher the hag?
Yeah. Well, it's 9:06 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. You're watching the Morning Roast right here, live at Vaughn Live TV from the Nut House in adjacent downtown Macon, Georgia. It's 63 degrees outside, sunny with a high of 86 and a low of 61.
Ding dong, the witch is dead, the witch a witch, the wicked old witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead.
Speaking
Remember
of that,
where's
yeah,
that tune from, guys? See if anybody knows.
Okay.
All right, yeah,
We'll
Gamer
get to,
Girl,
yeah,
I know.
We'll
gonna
talk
get to
about
that.
it. We're just going to talk about this story that Saibuki.
It's called
about.
Suspense, folks.
Yes.
Wait till you hear. You're gonna love
As
it.
recently, you know that former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher passed away last week at the age of 87, I think. Yes, 87.
Goodbye.
And anti-Thatcher protesters on the streets of London for the former Prime Minister's funeral turned their backs as her coffin passed by. Charmaine Kenner, age 58, was in Trafalgar Square as the hearse made its way towards St. Paul's Cathedral, and she highlighted the cost of the funeral as a reason for her protest.
Yeah.
She said, Thatcher's policies were all about the individualistic materialism. She created a much greater divide between rich and poor. She ruined many communities and many industries.
Sure.
Basically, she ruined this country, and to add insult to injury, we're expected to pay for her funeral. We're going to be living with Thatcher's legacy for a long time yet. Ms. Kenner, who carried a sign bearing the words, "If there's no such thing as society, pay for your own funeral," said she had attended a party to celebrate Lady Thatcher's death. Wow. I've been protesting against Margaret Thatcher since the 1980s, and I shall continue to do so, she added. Patricia Wells, a 69-year-old retired youth worker, joined the Facebook organized demonstration at the junction of Ludgate Hill and Ludgate Cross in central London. She said, "I am absolutely furious that Prime Minister David Cameron has decided to spend £10 million on a funeral when normal people are having to face cutbacks, libraries are closing, and the NHS is being cut for the funeral of a conservative woman.
£10 million.
Like anyone else, she deserves a decent funeral, but not at the expense of the taxpayer. £10 million, that's about...
How much?
About 16 million American dollars.
What?
$16 million about.
So £10 million is about $16 million.
Yeah. At least 16 million.
Jesus.
Yeah. For a funeral. Jeez.
Jeez, I'm lucky if I could scrape up $6,000 for mine.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
It says others took a stance against the glorifying of Lady Thatcher's funeral and cuts to the welfare estate. Dave Winslow, who's 22, an anthropology student from Durham, said the message is that spending £10 million is such a divisive figure in times of austerity, especially when austerity is being imposed on the poor, is wrong.
Yeah.
Especially when the harm is being caused to the disabled and the NHS.
Well, have a funeral in some country club somewhere. They don't need to hire police. Where they could just rope it off and say, nobody's in here, let's have a private funeral. But they wanted to show her off, give her the state funeral so that the country could feel good about its citizens. But in fact, she was a polarizing figure. And especially to the poor. I know she did a lot of shit to the poor. But, anyway. All right.
Sabuki says, Thatcher, the milk-stealing fucktard, sold our country and what she failed to sell.
You gotta say it with the English accent.
Thatcher, the milk-stealing fucktard, sold our country and what she failed to sell, she destroyed. Bullshit. She was a fucking disgrace. Says
nice to hear you cursing, dude.
Save this country, my fucking arse.
Why don't you guys just say ass? Why do you have to come up with your own stupid ass word? Arse.
Well, they want to be more. They want to be classy when they curse.
Arse. It's ass. ASS.
Well,
that's
people
the
want to be.
English
People
word.
want to be. People want to be.
Yeah, in your part of the country.
People want to sound classy when they curse out somebody.
Oh, an ass is a donkey.
Yeah.
Ah, so you guys separate the two. It's like splitting hairs.
Yeah. But there's some people who do act like a jackass, a donkey. So.
Okay. I'm gonna do. I get you. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Anthony. All right, folks. This is what happened
That's
this
when you're
morning.
supposed to cue that sound effect. Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? Or why don't you do Godzilla? The Godzilla sound. Anyway. Sai said, did you see the SNL on Margaret Thatcher last week? No. But I will look it up. I'm sure it was hysterical.
Check it out on Hulu. Hulu.com.
On Hulu.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, here's what happened with Anthony. All right. Anthony came in this morning on time.
Yeah.
Actually, it was about 8:03. Bless you. It was about 8:03. Anthony walks in, and I could tell right away he wasn't in a good mood. I could just feel his vibe. So normally I'm like, hey bro, what's up? Blah. Today I was like, hey bro, what's up?
Uh-huh.
He goes and sits down. Next thing you know, before he sits, what's all this shit in front of my desk? And blah, 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 blah. Next thing he's knocking things around. And he's knocking the box of these crackers over here. And where are those crackers?
They're in the garbage, man.
They're in the garbage can. And he knocks it on Ed, basically. And Ed gets mad. And they go back and forth. And of course, if you know about Ed and you know about Anthony, when they get upset, they get upset. And of course, Anthony...
They start butting heads.
All this freaking drama.
Let me add one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
It happened to you.
Yes. He's a slob. Okay? His paper laptop that he rolls up his papers, he throws them all over the place. I'm picking his shit up all the time. And I'm tired of picking his shit up.
He's got no respect for the house.
His shit up. Then he starts piling them up to my laptop. I said, move this shit. And he's like, what the fuck I'm moving it?
And they're both screaming their head off.
How you want your eggs, sir?
Yeah, really. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Sunny side up. I like my scrambled, by the way.
Yeah, don't forget the bacon. There's enough heat on there.
You're gonna come into somebody's house, treat their house like your own. Don't be a shithole. It's not a barn. We're trying to keep this place clean.
Yeah, and we work hard at it, but and it's still not clean, you know. And yet we put something into it, but
So, anyways, there is an open spot on a morning roast host position.
Then the drama gets.
Horrible bite. We got an opening for you. Horrible bite. We got an opening for you.
City Bum said if Ant had a computer instead of pen and paper, he wouldn't throw it around.
Yeah, he wouldn't throw that computer around. Anyway, so
this is the morning roast, sponsored by Frito-Lay.
And
hey, wait, we ain't getting paid for that.
Okay. I just love it.
I love it. No, so he, like a big baby, says, well, you can have your own show. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Anthony, stop it. Come back here. So he got in his car and he left. So we don't even know if Anthony's ever going to come back. I don't know. You know, but I think it's silly. It's like literally making hay over spilled milk.
Well, it's because he doesn't like to be told what to do. I asked him first, I said, number one, he put the box up here on top of this very flimsy thing.
Yeah.
Almost knocked it over. And I asked him if he could move it off of there, and he hit it with the back of his hand, and it went all over the floor. Then he went to go pick it up after I told him to. Then he starts piling it next to my laptop, and that's when it broke out. Fists started flying, blood was everywhere, man. I mean, damn.
I just got a PM message.
Oh, good.
You got PMS?
No, that's
PMS.
That's my sister. Anyway, he says, "Hi, it would not have been good for me to stick around. It would have ended in me punching Ed. Just as Irvin and you have your space, I deserve my space on the table. I deserve my space. Just because I don't have a laptop doesn't mean that I don't get my section of the table. Also, Ed needs to watch how he talks to people. I hope you all have a good show, and I will be watching."
Okay, well, we want you back.
We want you back.
We want you back. I mean, certainly...
You could only drive a car on 3 wheels for so long.
Yeah.
Well, he just needs to clean up his mess, that's all. Don't leave it for somebody else. That's
but once again, it's not a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. I don't know how it became a big deal. And I'm sorry about not having your space. I just finished getting up, And normally I do clean off your space. And this morning was one of those days, and I even said to myself, Irving, you better clean that up. But we were already ready to go. And I didn't realize you were going to get so upset. But then there's other issues besides, you having a messy desk and you have your own space. The fact of the matter is that a lot of times you do leave a mess. And so it's like, to me, I didn't see it that urgent that you wanted a clean space, when a lot of times I have to pick up the balled up papers off your side of the desk. So I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that I didn't clean up the desk, give you space. But I think it's silly that you left the show kind of hanging here and leave it to me and Derek. And I think we ought to just put this behind us.
Is he watching now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, good. Then I need him to know. Don't tell him about how to talk to people.
I
asked you not to put that there.
Don't.
And you told me, you don't tell me what to do.
All right. Well,
I live in this house. I try to keep it clean.
We love each other. Don't. It's not a big deal. I got bigger fish to fry, folks. Yeah. And this is the last thing that we really need.
Yeah.
Is all this drama going on?
And on a business end, we can't let this little drama tear us apart like this, because this will really will not help us in getting endorsements. So just
we all just need to get along. And this is Irv's house, so everybody comes in here. You're a guest, okay? I'm a guest too, and I try to clean up my mess as I go.
Okay, you're right.
Don't I?
Well, it's not a lie, Anthony. I thought it was already 8 o'clock. Sorry. I'm confused. And you're right. You were early. I said that. Yeah, he's Tower of London.
Oh, and Sarah Lynn. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So.
He said, that's right. Not my house. But I live here, and I help clean. Okay? I help clean. And I put more into this house than you do, Anthony.
All right, well, it's not a big deal. Like I said, I don't really care. It's ridiculous that this whole fight is going on. Yeah, well...
Anthony, I got nothing personal against you at all, man. It's just have respect for Irv's house, man.
Okay, but on a much more happier subject.
We got a hot topic on Honey Boo Boo.
And Anthony, you need to come back.
Okay. But on a much more lighter, much more happier note, remember Miss Kosha Patel of YouTube fame? She has her YouTube show called Keeping It Kosha. The beautiful beautiful comedian actress of Indian descent, who mentioned me, gave me a name earlier, a few months back, when she mentioned me on her program about Derek Barrett films, and said I complimented her on her lipstick, said it looked good on her. Well, she had a nice little guest spot on the CBS sitcom Rules of Engagement this past Monday around 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And she did a really wonderful job. And she's a up-and-coming young actress. This is like the second time I've seen someone from YouTube actually come up from YouTube, from the internet to prime time.
Yeah, well, that's what's going to happen with us. I believe it. Mm-hmm. As long as we keep putting those videos out. I was watching one of our shows. I was laughing like all hell. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really is. Our first hour is always good. Our second hour gets a little mundane. And then our third hour picks up. That's kind of the flow that I felt.
Right.
Now, I do have to admit, the third hour, I'm already ready to go. Like, you don't realize how long the show is. I have to hand it to our chatters that they really hang in there for the 3 hours. It's amazing. But I think that our show could sell. It's hysterically funny. I mean, and some of the expressions that you give and Anthony give, I don't even see them. And they're making all these faces. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, I love it. I just crack up. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I laugh at myself because I look so weird on camera, I swear to God. I swear to God. I really feel like no wonder these people laugh at me. But anyway.
But
well, I hope, Anthony, you cool off, baby, because we love you and we need you. and I need to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Ed? And never mind Ed's ADD or
I don't have ADD.
Or your ADD.
I have my ADD is low tolerance for bullshit.
Ah, well.
End of story.
All right. Well, end of story.
It's end of discussion too. It's not going to be.
End of story. End of discussion. I agree.
On Facebook, Anthony, I'm sorry, man, but you gotta learn. You gotta respect somebody's house, okay?
Hey, Gamer Girl says, "See, Ant, stop being a douche and get in the car and go to the show." I love it. Thank you, Gamer Girl.
Thank you, Gigi.
I kind of want to say that, but you know, I think yes, Ed did drop his laptop. He was already upset, and you're absolutely right, Anthony. And so everybody seemed to be upset. Although I must say that I felt a little vibe from you. You were kind of ready to go, and then this just turned into really it turned out bad. But it's never over until the fat lady sings. I don't see any fat ladies around here.
No, I can find one.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, anyway,
I'll be right back.
Okay, but anyway, if you check us out, in case you don't get to see today's show, if you happen to miss us, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel Nut House, where you can see this show as well as other past shows, and get your laugh on, get your giggle on throughout the day, and don't forget you can see the best of the morning roast of when we were still on Blog TV on my channel, on either of my channels, Derek Barrett Films and Southpaw 2K1.
Yeah, I love it. You're such an entrepreneur. I think you're going to be better than Tyler Perry because he makes really crappy movies. I think.
Well, you could only put on a fat suit and a dress for so long. I mean,
and have the same actors doing different roles. But I will say this: that movie that you guys put out is a porno movie.
To my Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Or you to my Chip Factor? Because he played some parts of where like I give like these two women these. Well,
this guy literally got away with making a porno film and making it look
not me,
like
but this,
it's a legitimate film.
But this
he was banging that girl.
Other actor, Michelangelo. He's a film actor and director in Atlanta. He's the one who had made the film Single in the ATL 2 that. Well, he sent to the Macon Film Festival earlier this year, but somehow it got rejected for some reason. I don't know.
Well, of course it got rejected. They couldn't figure out whether it was a porno film.
It was no point in that one. We were talking about Wonder Woman.
Come on!
That
guy's banging that girl up the ass.
But that's not. But that's not the movie
that kept going.
But they haven't seen that one, Wonder Woman. I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. I mean, Wonder Woman looks really interesting. I mean, I was stuck on it.
I'm fucking out of here. Okay, we also said we were going to be done with it. Now you're posting shit on the fucking Facebook, due to possibly punching Ed in the face. Anthony,
I please.
Punch me in the face, motherfucker.
Please, for God's sake.
Fucking hospital, bitch.
Please.
Fuck with me.
Please, cut the shit out already. I thought we dropped it already.
That shit's coming off the page.
Stop it.
Do not launder that shit on our fucking page.
Yeah, literally.
Grow
Jesus.
the fuck up.
Cut it out. I don't
me.
want this on the freaking show. It's ridiculous.
Boy, said, Derek, did you get some? Are you talking about in Wonder Woman? No,
ridiculous.
Or are you talking about Chip Factor, the clips that it showed yesterday?
We were talking about Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
I played parts of Chip Factor.
Yeah. Where I played this womanizing mad scientist called Dexter St. James. And in this story, not to give away the story, it's basically we have like these people trapped in this warehouse and doing experiments on these microchip pills shaped like mints or something like that. And it has different reactions. One was a power chip, which is kind of like a replacement for steroids, could make you physically stronger. Then you have the smart chip, would make you smarter, and be able to solve problems better and faster. And then you have the party chip, which is kind of like a Viagra / ecstasy / roofie type microchip. And that's the scene where I'm with the two women. I give them the party chip. And that's where you saw my quote-unquote orgasm face that Gamer Girl talked about. And, well, you have to see the movie to check it out.
Well, let me just say, I'm sitting there, right? And the guy is banging a girl while he's on the phone.
That's Wonder Woman.
All right? He's banging a girl, up the rear end. And, or who the hell knows where it was.
From the back.
Yeah, from the back. He was having sex with her from the back. And she's got her blouse open. Her titties are hanging out, bouncing around. And she goes, and then he's like, yeah.
Yeah, he's on the phone. He's on the phone.
So then they go from that scene to this old man that they're beating the crap out of.
Yeah.
And hitting him over the head with a rock. And these two gang leaders, who the hell knows what they were. And I'm still trying to figure out till this day why that old man was killed in an attack. Actually, he lived.
Wasn't killed. He survived.
He lived. I forgot about that point. And and then they go back, and there's the banging scene again. Then they do that for a few minutes. Then they go back to the old man and the guys beating the hell out of the old guy, and then they go back to the banging scene. And this one back and forth for how many times?
Like
8,
3, 4
9,
times,
10. Yeah. No, it was more than 3. It was about 8 times.
Well, 8 times altogether.
Yeah,
the
all
sex
8
scene
times.
and the guy getting beaten up.
Going back and forth. I'm like, you made your freaking point. So what's happening there is, in fact, is that this guy is trying to create a porno flick and squeeze it in that movie. That's what I felt. The only thing that was missing was her taking his penis in her hand and giving him a blowjob. But it was probably too messy already to do that. It's ridiculous. Anyway,
both movies were directed by Michael K. Harris. I'm not in Wonder Woman that much. I'm in a crowd scene. I'm kind of more of an extra, if you will, in the crowd scene where Michelangelo, the politician who bangs this woman, this news reporter, and his character is running for mayor. He's in it. I'm did more stuff behind the camera. I was assistant cameraman and sound guy in Wonder Woman in the movie. That's why you don't see me as much in it. But I am in Chip Factor because I was basically one of the creators. That's when you saw me with that big glowing lightsaber painted black and stuff to make it something like some fancy, weaponry. That way, because my character's into, not only selling microchips but also selling arms too.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I mean, it was not bad of a film considering we filmed it back in 2006.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
But definitely check. I hope you get a check to see the rest of the movie because it's not all porn. I mean, it's
no. And the thing was, it had me riveted for a while, but I don't know what we were doing. I think we were gonna. I don't know what we were doing together. Where I stopped. I had to stop watching the film. What was it that we were doing? Were we doing the show? I wasn't watching it.
No, this was after we finished
after the show.
But you wanted to see? Oh yeah, there was a channel, the local station that had a clip of you talking this because we were watching this after they had the interview of you. And
that's right. Anyway,
but hopefully, unless you have anything else to do there, I hope you get a chance to see the rest of the movie.
I am. Ed's got it downloaded. Ed will give it to me. You can take yours back.
Okay.
We don't want them broken or lost.
Yeah. If you want to check them out, and if you want to check out any of the movies that I mentioned, Chip Factor, Wonder Woman, and The Common Denominators, you can check it out on Amazon.com. Or you could just go to the website of New Visions Film Group. That's www.nvfg.com. It may be under a new name because they renamed it New Visions Media because they do more things other than film right now.
Yeah.
It was directed by Michael K. Harris and produced and co-produced by Michael K. Harris. And
the acting is good.
Mazzola Brown. Well, thank you.
The acting is real good. I mean, I was very impressed with the acting. Of course, it was easy for that guy to bang that girl and look like he's really doing it. To the point that I said, I don't care what anyone says. He was really banging that girl. That's called method acting. You know, you take like a real life situation and you make something out of it.
But truth be told, though, there's a big difference between method acting, sex scene, and actual porn.
Well, here's his
method.
The
money shot's not special effects. That's actual.
That's actual. Exactly. So you agree with me?
There.
You agree with me? That was actual sex happening. I don't care. That guy was banging that girl, loving it. You see his face.
There was no
all red.
There was no stuntman in that particular scene.
No, here's a black guy with a red face. I mean, that's what it was. He was all caught up. You could tell. This is what happens in real life. You know why? Because it was real life. He was really banging that girl. You know? I don't care. Anyway, we got, I want to bring this up because something that Anthony said yesterday, that he believes that this whole tragedy was more a local terrorist.
A homegrown domestic
terrorist. It's starting to look that way, Anthony. Right now, it says no claim of responsibility for the attack. You know how Al-Qaeda works. Mm-hmm. That shit would have been on them right away. Oh, we did it. Well, nobody's claiming anything for the attack. Photo sent to 7 News by viewers show seen just before and right after the bombs went off in Boylston Street. 7 News has provided these pictures to the FBI as they continue their investigation. They are looking at the pictures to see if it's possible it could be the second bomb. In the first picture, you see a bag next to a mailbox and up against a barricade along a route. In the second, there is no sign of the bag. The viewer who took the picture say there may be an hour between the first and the second pictures were taken. Mm-hmm. There's the bag. See it?
Uh-huh.
And then that's where the bomb went off.
Right.
Well, actually, it didn't go off there. It went off
just before the people
got
to the finish line. According to other news sources, the bomb that was used in the explosion it was basically a excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Basically, it was a pressure cooker inside this trash bag filled with explosives and nails.
And
nails and other metallic stuff to make shrapnel for it to explode and to kill and maim people on the streets.
This sounds like the same guy that did the Atlanta bombing.
Yeah.
This, if you remember the Atlanta bombing, Anthony,
back in 1996, Olympic Games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this sounds like that kind of a guy. And I think it has to do with the tax.
Bless you.
You know what? Hold your head up a couple of seconds.
You must be allergic to drama.
Yeah, probably.
Despite being a drama major in college, how about that? Go figure.
You should be used to it. But no, I'm serious. I think it had to do with tax. It was right on tax day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it has to do with some person trying to do something with taxes. I don't know. Who knows? And then there's all these things that aligned. You had Hitler's birthday. What was the other one?
Which is April 20th. Also, excuse me. A lot of things has happened during this week around mid-April. It's like you have the tax day, and plus the Boston Marathon always falls on the Patriots Day, which is around the time when the American colonists fought against the British.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's it.
I bet you some redneck hobo.
Yeah.
Who believes in starting wars like, oh, that's how America did it.
Yeah, and also not to mention this around the same time around April 18th, April 19th, which would be tomorrow. That's around the time when Paul Revere made his historical ride to tell everyone the British are coming.
Yeah.
And also, like I said before, April 20th is Adolf Hitler's birthday, which is the same day that the teenager shooters from Columbine did their killing in Columbine High School in Boulder, Colorado back in 1999, 14 years ago.
Well, America's becoming a lot like England. I hate to say it, but England back in the day was ruthless and mean-spirited and horrible. You know, kind of like Margaret Thatcher. I mean, these people were terrible for a while. And how do you think they took over the world? You know, so I think a lot of this whole idea of, you know, you blow people up and you're patriotic, really that line comes from during the British battle wars. And of course, wars have been around for thousands of years. You can't blame the British for everything. But I'm talking about kind of the influence that they gave America was that, you know, after all, a lot of the people that were here were from Britain, the original, settlers. And they fought the British colonies, and I think that the Brits really brought war to a major science. I think that's where it came from. Sorry, that's my opinion. But anyway, now we have this mayhem going on years later. We got bombs going off everywhere. We got people getting maimed and killed. And then at the same time, we're still doing better than most of the countries, because right now you got Syria that's getting bombed every day. And that's not on the news except if it's a real big one.
Yeah. Well, you know, Syria is a Middle Eastern country anyway, so that's going to happen. That's like rain in Seattle. You know, it's going to be just an everyday thing for them almost.
Yeah. Well, yeah. My grasp of English actually comes from the news. If you want to know the truth, I used to be a news junkie when I was a kid, and I wanted to talk like the newscasters. Now, let me just tell you this. You hear this accent that you hear coming out of me. That actually was amplified when they removed my molars, because you don't have the airflow that you once had. Now, I always had an accent, but it definitely was not as pronounced as it is now. I mean, I even hear it. You know, but at one time, you couldn't tell where the hell I was from. But anyway, that's it. That's my point.
Oh,
we got anything else on the news?
Oh yeah, I got something on the news. Like I said, I talked earlier in this hour about update about Brian Banks. Those who don't know, a few months back, or if not a few weeks back, I talked about Brian Banks, a guy who was wrongly accused of rape by a teenage girl. She was a teenager at the time. He went to jail for false charges of rape, and he spent 5 years of his life in prison, and basically killing his chances of going to USC on a college scholarship that he was getting ready to go to at the time, because he was a teenager at the time of this monotonous crime, or this false crime. And I recently talked about how he was exonerated by a private investigator who had a video of her, said that she basically lied.
Oh, good. So he's suing her?
Well, I don't know who
she's not gonna get a dime. She ain't got a pot to piss in.
Well, yeah, but Juanetta Gibson was the woman who basically made that false rape charge on Brian Banks, saying that he raped her, which found out that it wasn't. And then after he got out of jail recently,
5 years, right?
5-6 years later, basically missed a chance to go to USC. He's now going to pursue his dream in going to the NFL, which is now redeemed now, because he's just signed up for the Atlanta Falcons last month. And now there's a lawsuit on Juanetta Gibson. It says the school sues women over a false rape accusation. In Long Beach, California, the Long Beach Unified School District is suing a woman who falsely accused a former high school star of rape in hopes of recovering legal fees and $750,000 settlement paid to her. The Long Beach Press-Telegram reported last Thursday that the district alleged Juanetta Gibson committed contractual fraud in a lawsuit filed last November. Gibson was 15 when she accused Brian Banks of attacking her on their high school campus.
Hey.
He insisted the sexual contact with Gibson was consensual, pleaded no contest to forcible rape on the advice of his lawyer, and spent more than 5 years in prison. When he got out of prison, Gibson reached out to Banks on Facebook. During an initial meeting with him, she said she had lied and offered to help him clear his record, but she refused to repeat the story to prosecutors because she feared that she would have to return a settlement from a lawsuit, $1.5 million, that was brought by her mother against the school district, because of those false charges.
Right.
During a second meeting, she was secretly videotaped by a private investigator. She told Banks, "I will go through with helping you, but it's like the same time, but like at the same time, all that money they gave me, I don't want to pay it back."
Wow.
The tape ultimately led to Banks' exoneration of May of last year. The district is also trying to recoup about $1.9 million that was spent defending her against Gibson and is seeking another $1 million in punitive damages. However, its lawyers apparently have been unable to locate her. Banks, once a star middle linebacker at Long Beach Polytechnic High School, said he verbally agreed to attend USC on a scholarship when he was arrested at that time.
Yeah.
He recently signed a contract to play with the Atlanta Falcons, as I said, and has become a spokesman for the California Innocence Project, which works to exonerate the wrongly accused.
Wow. Well, that it's not funny, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously funny, and I'll tell you why. Like I said, and I even told this to Anthony, everything comes into the light in the end. In the end, the truth always comes out. And you can't get away from the truth on this one. The fact was that she was lying, she was stealing, and I hope that he gets her panties, literally. Everything that he can get out of her, and have her thrown in jail for 5 years. But at least she can sit in that jailhouse and say, well, I deserve what I got, as opposed to this poor soul who didn't deserve anything, and give her 10 years. How's that? Give her at least 10 years. And she stole how much money?
$1.5 million.
Oh, she'll get 10 years. She'll get 10 years minimum.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying about that she had to pay it, that she should pay it back because of making that false accusation, and that's what they rewarded her with, $1.5 million for the false accusation.
Well, anything else to say? I got a story that's going to make everybody's spine cringe.
Oh, I was just talking about I was trying to find the story. Oh, yeah. There was some people who was talking about, there was some comments about the story. And one person that said, yeah, hit those bitches in the pockets. The lawsuit is for the money and the bitches received plus almost $2 million in damages. They need to be hunted the hell down, charged and locked up for lying on that man and still get the shit sued out of them. Can't pay up, treat them like men are treated when child support can't be paid.
Yeah.
I hope that both this bitch and her mother are sued until they don't have a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out of, and then be denied any and all government benefits.
Who said that?
Who's the guy?
What wasn't that Tyson? Mike Tyson?
No, that was a little gift. That was Real Deal Brother.
I could hear him saying
Real Deal Brother from Black Man Vent.
Yeah.
But I don't know, but it'll be totally different.
I hold the bitch. That's Mike Tyson before his tattoo.
Yeah. Well, that was from a comedy thing that I think he did on Saturday Night Live or something. Yeah, or because he got the makeup off, put some makeup over to cover up his tattoo.
Yeah, you see how he wasn't such a bad-looking guy until he put that gigantic claw on his face.
Yeah, the claw. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's funny. Yeah, I hope she does. I hope they sue her till no end. And then throw her in jail for 10 years, give her double. And then when she gets out of jail, she has to go and work in a slave camp or whatever, something. So I swear to God, they'll force her to work to pay that money back. All right, here we go. We got another story. We're going to move on. Florida fights an invasion of giant African land snails. This thing, and then they describe it. Forget sinkholes and pythons. Florida's latest problem is an invasion of rat-sized, tire-punching snail. I hate Florida. I really do. I think it sucks as a state. The people there are mean-spirited and prejudiced. You think it's bad here in Macon. Macon is a Mickey Mouse city next to those people. Hundreds of thousands of giant African land snails are taking over South Florida after being discovered in the area in 2011. The snakes can grow as large as rats, And since 2011, 117,000 have been found, and more than 1,000 are caught each week, according to Florida Department of Agriculture. They are considered one of the most destructive invasive species in the world. Dennis Fieber, a spokesman for the Florida Department of Agriculture, that the snails are not as harmless as they may seem to people who think they make cute pets. She warned that they can devastate environment where they have no natural predators. CNN reports that the snails also carry a parasite, rat lungworm, which can cause a form of meningitis and is potentially deadly to humans. And then, in addition to more than 500 species of plants, the snails eat through stucco and plaster, using calcium for their shells, and they grow as big as rats. Ugh. What do you think of that? And they do 1,200 eggs per year. They live 9 years, like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that story?
I don't know. First of all, you got to be sick to raise.
Look at how they look.
I mean, because first of all, it's not like
they
you
look like aliens.
They said it's as big as a dog. It's not like you could play fetch with them. You know?
No, it's as big as a rat.
Oh, big as a rat.
A rat. Yeah. So it's about that big, maybe somewhere in there. That's horrible.
Yeah.
And they eat through stucco and everything. And they can't find a way to... You have to literally pick these guys up and kill them. Oh, and the other story that I had with that, in relation to this, was that the earlier story that was written, that when you drive through South Florida,
right,
you're constantly like running these things over. And they create these slimy conditions for car tires. And you'll find them kind of like what happens with a frog when they go over a frog. It literally splatters everywhere. And then it punctures the tires because the shells are hard. And they create these shrapnel, I guess, or shards.
Well, that's what kind of happened to me one
just
time.
Horrible.
True story. I can't make this up. I was driving. I had a red Saturn at the time, 93 Saturn, and I was driving down Atlanta because I was trying to do this acting gig. I was actually around the time I was doing Chip Factor, and there was this turtle that was crossing the highway, and it was just barely making it over the yellow line, and I was trying to swerve around it, trying to keep from hitting it, but then there was this 18-wheeler coming toward me, so I had to choose between getting hit or running over the turtle. So basically, I apologized to the person whose car was behind me because they had a whole bunch of blood and like turtle shell all over their windshield. Just.
Well, down in where I used to live in Fort Lauderdale, Dania and all that, they have those fiddler crabs.
Uh-huh.
They come up, like in the afternoon, and you got to watch them, man. They'll take out your tires.
Oh yeah.
They'll trash your tires.
All right, Ed, could you do me a favor? Could you move the camera closer? We got too much space on each side. Everybody keeps saying that.
Well, no, only one person was.
Well, we have the toilet paper.
I've been reading the chat.
Yeah, we have toilet paper. I could see. What the hell? Now, see me taking a dump. All right. Well, let's do that, please.
There you go. That's as far as it goes.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, that's perfect. Much better. Anyway, no, it's good. Okay. Oh, that is toilet paper. Yeah, I didn't want to ask. Anyway, it's all good. Anthony, better? All right. Tower of London. I like that name he picked, Tower of London. There's a great Christian song that says, "You are my tower," and it's really rockish. I think Anthony would even like that song. All right, we got some stories coming in. That's the same thing there. The African snail job there. All right.
But to go on the to update on the bombs in the Boston.
I care what you think.
The Boston marathon race. The deadly bombs that turned the Boston Marathon into a gruesome devastation were apparently placed inside pressure cookers hidden in backpacks. A federal law enforcement source told CNN. The blasts were likely detonated by timers, not by cell phones, a law enforcement official said. The U.S. government had warned federal agencies in the past that pressure cookers, airtight pots used to quickly cook or preserve foods, have been turned into bombs in parts of the world.
No.
A Department of Homeland Security memo called it, quote unquote, a technique commonly taught in Afghan terrorist training camps, unquote.
Back bombs.
Yes. Typically, these bombs are made by placing TNT or other explosives in a pressure cooker and attaching a blasting cap at the top of the pressure cooker, the memo said. Such bombs are very effective, terrorism expert Jeffrey Beatty told CNN. Taliban and Al-Qaeda militants used them to make their IEDs. The IEDs, he said. That doesn't mean that it was the Taliban. Other people can read about this, said Beatty, who served in the FBI, CIA, and the military's Delta Force. So far, investigators have found no foreign or Al-Qaeda connection to the bombings, a U.S. official told CNN. The two bombs Monday killed 3 people, including an 8-year-old boy and a young woman who graduated from high school in 2001. More than 170 people were wounded. Investigators don't know whether the blasts were carried out by a terrorist group or, as President Obama put it Tuesday, a malevolent individual. He called the attack an act of terrorism. No suspects have been identified, and the motives remain unclear, authorities said.
Wow. Hey, Yirak says, my friend called me last night and asked if I have registered my pressure cooker. First of all, I question why he called you about that. Secondly, is it registered? Anyway. Let me just say this. The way it's going now, anything could become a bomb.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, you could take this and make it a bomb. You could take this little guy and open him up and shove something in there and make it a bomb. You can make a bomb out of anything. And you know what the sickening thing about all this is? Is that you can go on the internet and find out through Google how to make a bomb.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. They're
you
putting
can use
this bullshit out.
You can use like a bag of fertilizer and some other home improvement items or something at any hardware store and automatically make a bomb of it. I mean, like they said, it was used for the pressure cooker and it had like nails in it. I mean, basically anybody can get like nails from a hardware store. So that basically made it even more deadly. If you add explosives along with a handful of nails or a bag full of nails, I mean, my goodness, you're talking about a deadly weapon that you have on your hands.
Yeah, I'll make the sign behind me a bomb, Anthony. Why not? And by the way, Uncle Malty, how you doing? Listen, welcome back to the show. But that comment you just made about it proves that we're a bunch of I don't know. What it says? It proves that Macon is a city of dummies and false friends. That's true for a majority. But Anthony, myself, Derek, and even Ed, we're really close friends, really. I mean, brothers fight, as I always say. And they make up. It's not a big deal.
That's right, brother.
Yeah, really. I mean, and especially
wrestling thing.
You believe that because of the wrestling is all fake anyway.
Yeah.
But a lot of the shit that we go through is growing pains. It's not a big deal. I mean, it really isn't. And
I have a gift of friendship to give him.
Oh, good. Anthony, Uncle Malty. Anthony wants to take the day off. Let him do that. But I agree. Just get in the car and come here. You're always late anybody. Nobody will ever notice. Oh, well.
Wow, that's...
Yeah, no. Anyway, Anthony walked out on the show. That's called disrespect. And you will not take him back. Bullshit. You don't tell me what to do. This is Anthony's show as much as it's my show. Literally.
all our show.
It's all
Yeah,
our
it's
show.
all of us.
I guess
All of us make
25%,
this show.
yes.
But you know what? I gotta.
Please
we
don't
need-
say something that's going to antagonize bullshit here.
No,
please.
we need to clean this table up, man. It looks like.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
whatever.
it looks like
Then
shit.
help me clean it
Looks
up.
so
If it bothers you so much, then do something about it. But right now,
let's take a
it
look.
doesn't bother me. And most of the shit is on my side. You can leave my side alone.
Make sure
I
you
like
keep
it
this
that way.
area clear.
Yeah. But I will say this. Once again, I apologize to Anthony because I should have cleaned that side of his table. I know that he comes in, he's got books, he's got papers, he's got all the shit, and he likes his desk clear. And I don't blame him for being upset. I really don't. And I forgot to take the chips out of there when Derek hung out yesterday till about like 2 o'clock.
Yeah, around 1:32.
Around 1:32. And so I brought him the chips. I left them there. I forgot to take them back. I had my hat there. I forgot to take that out. When I got home, I just put it down, got on the computer. And that's why the place was a mess. And it wasn't really that messy, really. I mean, if I thought that it was horrible, I would have cleaned it up, which is probably the reason why I didn't pay attention to it. But because it was mostly just my hat and the bags of chips and a box of whatever.
Cheese.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Irv, see all that stuff on that table there?
What?
See all that stuff?
Yeah.
That was on my table here.
I know.
What the fuck was it doing?
Sometimes I know. Sometimes I put shit down. Sometimes I put shit down, and then I forget where I put it. I know it was. I'm just tired of shit always being on my side. It's because your side is the only empty side on this table. That's why it winds up there. And unless I put it on top of all my toys and shit, it's got to go somewhere. And that's the reason why I put the boxes up. I put these boxes up for that reason. We had too many toys on the table. I said, God. So basically what I'm going to do, is be switching these toys around occasionally and making it small, making it bigger. But this is my area. I like it exactly like this. This is the way I always had my office. To me, this is like my office on this side, 1/3 of the table. And maybe we ought to get a bigger table or an extra table. And that way we'll have more space. Cause
yeah, we do need a longer table.
We need a 10-foot table.
We don't have enough room.
Yeah. But I apologize, Anthony, once again.
Hopefully we'll be able to get a longer table.
Yeah.
Do you have a tape measure? See how long it is?
This is a 6-foot table.
6-foot table.
8 foot or 10 foot.
Yeah, at least.
Is it 8 feet?
We need at least 8 foot.
Okay. Yeah, at least an 8 foot.
This was David's. This is all he had, and luckily enough, we were able to get it. We only had 2 days to move in here.
Yeah, I gotcha. But before we go to break, I do had some stories. Yes, it's 9:59.
Damn.
I had some stories. Leave It to Beaver actor Frank Bank dies.
Oh well.
Frank Bank, who played the oafish troublemaker Lumpy in the sitcom Leave It to Beaver.
He doesn't look lumpy. He's a fat slob. That's why he died young.
Yeah, he was 71.
That's
I guess,
young.
71 if you're like,
Shit, 71
if you're
is,
a Redwood,
it's 20 years away from me.
Yeah. Bank played Clarence Lumpy Rutherford in the popular sitcom Leave It to Beaver, which ran from 1957 to 1963. Lumpy served as the series bully. He usually palled around Wally Cleaver and often punished young Beaver Cleaver. Bank reprised the role from the 1983 TV movie Still a Beaver and the follow-up with the brand new Leave It to Beaver, which ran from 1983 to 1989. Bank made occasional appearances on TV before giving up acting and become a stockbroker. Which is ironic, his clients actually included former Leave It to Beaver co-stars Jerry Mathers and the late Barbara Billingsley. So, rest in peace, Frank Bank. And we also...
The Spank Bank.
Yes.
And it's... Bank. That's where you know what the Spank Bank is, don't you?
Where?
The Sperm Bank.
Oh.
The Spank Bank.
Yes. Well, it's 10:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. You're watching The Morning Roast on Vaughn Live with Derek Barrett here. Irving Martinez behind the camera of Ed making karaoke Einbinder. It's 63 degrees right now in Macon, Georgia, with a high of 86 and a low of 61. It's definitely time for a break, and
yeah,
we'll be
Anthony's
right
on the
back.
chatter, so he's still around.
Yes, he's still around.
Yeah, Anthony as Tower of London. Yeah, we are ugly, aren't we?
Come on, man. Stop doing a Vorpal bite, man. So I didn't realize you're ugly.
Yeah, Vorp.
This is a video I got from the 31st of March.
Okay.
Which was done. It's called It's the Law. It's a little segment they did.
Yeah, baby.
Well, yesterday's decision to not take criminal action against Macon police officer Clayton Sutton has drawn mixed reaction, to say the least. Today, attorney Jay Davis weighs in on this controversial case to talk about the so-called unanswered questions surrounding it. Jay, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. So, for our background, what role does the district attorney play in the investigation, and how does he come to his decision? He came to his decision yesterday. How does that work?
Well, the district attorney actually kind of makes the final decision, not so much the investigative process. So the police normally, now when police are involved, sometimes it would be a GBI or some other unit. It would come in and do the investigation, lay out all the facts, present all of the evidence. Sometimes there's investigators to determine the different evidence.
And then the district attorney just like assesses all of that.
The district attorney normally would assess all of that and make a decision whether or not to prosecute, to indict, or accuse.
Okay.
Now, David Cook actually has run on that his predecessor did not do enough trials, did not actually take these. So it's a little bit odd that he chose not to on this case, but that's hopeful for us because we believe they bring too many anyway.
And critics say, the police department did not handle this case correctly. First of all, they say that they should have called the GBI immediately when this happened. They did not. They launched an internal investigation first and then called the GBI. From a legal standpoint, was their decision correct to do that?
Well, that's protocol, so I can't really speak to whether or not they had the right to, whether or not that's their normal resources. I know from a public opinion standpoint, it looks suspicious that we're going to get everything nice and tidy before we deliver it over to another force.
Now, I want to look. We have some video here with the picture of Officer Clayton Sutton. It's right after this. This is the picture that was not released until yesterday. Why wait until yesterday to release that? That picture right there says he was being attacked. He defended himself, and the public opinion of the guy would probably be a lot less harsh if they'd have just released that picture from the get-go.
That picture may have helped them from the get-go. It could have helped it. Now, I disagree that picture shows that he was defending himself. Okay. That picture apparently is made with a fingernail mark. It looks like it could be a knife or something of that sort. So it is sort of incriminating to the victim, actually, in this case, the man that was shot. But why did it take 3 bullets to get him off of him? How far was he? How close was he? Did he think he had a knife? Those are things that should have been considered at some point. The picture being withheld is interesting because it does actually help their side. It would have possibly allayed some fears on exactly what happened earlier.
Now, in your opinion, is this a mistake to keep this guy on the force, even if he is just a paper pusher at a desk job? I mean, what?
I don't know what they're going to choose to do with this guy, but I tell you, you don't want him you don't want to be somebody out on the street that's going to be delivering somebody else as an accused to me or another defense attorney. The first thing we're going to look at is what's your history yourself, and are you a little hyper violent? Are you more aggressive than you should be? Okay. Did you instigate something with this client? So every case that he were to bring forward later is going to be suspicious.
All right, Jay, thanks so much. And it's a hot topic, definitely. Now, if you have a legal question, you could send it to us right here at It's the Law. Just email itsthelaw@41nbc.com. We're going to answer it right here on the air every Wednesday with Jay Davis. So please send us your questions. We'll be happy to answer them.
I guess that's what would have happened had we.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Instead, it's about an identity. The racks in here contain many of the essential ingredients for a life she lives proudly as a nerd.
The whole entire world is embracing the whole geek chic
concept.
And for Placo, it's the chic part that fills her closet, her portfolio, and her website. The nerd part is all lifestyle. It starts with DragonCon, the annual downtown Atlanta sci-fi nerd fest that cinched Placo's decision to move here from South Florida 3 years ago and helped vault Atlanta to the top of a list of America's nerdiest cities.
I mean, it's really nice to be in a place where, you know, I don't feel like I have to hide the fact that I collect figures and have all these comic books, like probably over 1,500 comic books.
She got some of them at Criminal Records, which requires the customer to traverse its sizable comics section before reaching its music bins.
Nerdiness is just having, a really big, deep passion for whatever it is that you're into.
Where are the people that brought you here?
Atlanta's annual Renaissance Festival also kept the city ahead of nerdy competitors like Portland and Seattle, according to a real estate website.
And there was Saibuki. All right, brother.
Okay, that's all right.
Are we back? Looks like we're frozen.
You're frozen. You'll be back in a second.
Well, let me just say this. Nerds are retarded. They don't look like nerds. They look like devil worshippers. Seems like everybody was dressed in some weird costume. If that's what it takes to be a nerd, I'd rather stay the way I am. Stupid. Bunch of costumes. Morons.
Well, a lot of people dress up
Devil
like
worshippers.
like Elvis and Michael Jackson. You know, Elvis impersonators, Michael Jackson impersonators. I mean, some people do go out there, go out, all their way, and doing stuff.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, you can let us know what unprofessionalism we have. Hey, there he
Look
is.
here, we have Chris coming in for our third hour of the Morning Rose.
Thank you, Chris, for showing. I'm sure Anthony gave you a call.
He's a tag team. He's tag teaming.
We appreciate you being here. In the last minute.
Tag team another cup of coffee.
What's up, baby? Alright, well, we'll get this show going again. But anyway, welcome. And look at this. He's wearing a cap like I am today. All we need is you in a cap. You got your cap with you?
You just made Gamer Girl's day.
Yeah.
She says, glad you stayed home, man. It's a bouquet. Hey, Spiff going.
Thank you, Anthony. I know that you had something to do with that.
Yes.
Thank you for watching our back here. Anyway, Anthony, you said, now I see how unprofessional we can be at times. You're right. We're still trying to get this thing together. We are not professional. And if anybody thinks that we are, you're stupid. We're trying to be professional. We're not there yet.
Yes, we need to, so we can give a good impression on future endorsements and sponsors,
Oh, by the way,
water bill doesn't pay itself.
What y'all got him on the outside looking in?
Yeah, he's a Tower of London. And by the way, this is funny, but I thought Sweet Leaf was something that he was drinking. I thought when he said, I'm
Sweet
enjoying
Leaf, man.
some Sweet Leaf, but that's an album.
No, it's a song, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I just realized it's a song or an album, whatever the hell it is. I thought that Anthony was saying, I'm enjoying this Sweet Leaf. And I'm thinking he's sitting there with a cup of tea, drinking it.
No, he's not drinking, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I just learned that.
Well,
Ozzy, man. You don't listen to Ozzy?
I have some
No,
stuff.
I haven't heard Black Sabbath in 25 years.
What, did you hear it when you listened to it?
I don't listen to it. I don't have a radio. I don't have anything.
How am I gonna do? Is this the man who they based Boomhauer on, King of the Hill? This guy could actually say full sentences. Boomhauer, I'm a crazy dang on thing, nobody dang on Sweet Leaf, yeah. Sweet Leaf.
Yeah, he is more your speed. You guys have been buddies for years. I'm still trying to catch up to him, and I don't think I'll ever catch up to you, Anthony.
Well,
anyway.
Well, it's 10:11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 63 degrees outside with a high of 86 and a low of 61. It's going to be pretty good. This rest of the remainder of the week is going to be nothing but 80s and 70s.
Oh yeah.
If you had a radio station, that'd be a good radio station to have number 80s and 70s music.
Yeah.
Of course, the only speed bump of this weather train is going to be there may be some showers coming up Friday afternoon or Friday night.
And these storms will possibly be severe.
Oh yes. Speaking of some severe stuff. Yes, Selena Gomez is under fire for wearing a bindi at the MTV Movie Awards.
Oh my God!
American Hindu leaders are demanding an apology for Selena Gomez for wearing a bindi, a dot symbol, on her forehead during her insensitive performance in Sunday's MTV Movie Awards. She has a song that come out, and the only reason, and she was in Indian garb. In this particular program, and had a bindi, a dot on her forehead.
What is the big deal?
Well, it's not. Well, technically, it's not a big deal.
First of all, that bindi looks like they shot him in the head.
But the thing is, she had it on, and she had Indian garb on because the music had a lot of Indian music and percussion in it. So that's why
it was a horrible performance. That's why they're pissed off.
Well, maybe she was trying to be a fat cow.
Bollywood, they'd be like, hell yeah, man, we got us a damn Latino Bollywood star here. But no, man, she sucked, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, she also performed the same song on Ellen yesterday. So I don't know. I'm surprised I haven't said anything on Ellen. So if they're gonna say something, who knows? Ellen may be next. You never know.
I'm sorry, but out of all the performances that night, and I did watch it because of the.
You have my apologies, man. I'm sorry.
I had to watch it.
I just happened to flip the channel that Sunday, and that's why I had to talk about it.
Is she overweight?
Kitchen fires.
She looks like she's overweight.
Well, she's not
trying to be a fat cow.
Well, she's not really
Don't
fat at all.
Don't they worship cows in that religion?
Well, yeah, Hindu, yes.
Well, I mean,
but she's not fat, really. Believe it or not, she got just a really plump face, you know.
Yeah, she got a butter face.
She's gonna end up like J-Lo, man. That's what
you think so.
Hey, that's not a bad thing, though.
That's not a bad thing.
J-Lo while she was pregnant.
Well, man, you going to the extreme.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, Justin Bieber's love child. Yeah, no.
There was someone from the Facebook page talking about it. It says Terry Chevelle Wise says, "OMG, get a grip, people. She can wear what she wants. A bindi is not pandit to only Indians." And Desi Angel says, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to ask for an apology from a 20-year-old, but there is clothing made with Hindu gods sold in an unflattering way that is not something these groups are fighting to get rid of. It says the only reason she was wearing a bindi because the song had Indian music in it, which that's my point, which I talked about. And she did that same song, she performed that same song on Ellen. Okay. You know, and Hurricane Carter says, I call BS. Have these Hindu leaders seen Bollywood movies? Our video vixens wear bindi dots and do a lot of more seductive things.
Yeah.
What is in this world? What's
man. Have y'all watched BET, man? Come on. Imagine.
Yes, I know.
Couldn't we see that? No.
Why, my people?
No. I love his people. I love his people, man. I love that shit, man. I love twerking. What would we do without twerking, man?
Well, let me just say this.
It's the reason I wake up every morning.
And Gamer Girl puts out Chris with 2 hearts. And then Tower of London says, pain. And then Gamer Girl says to Anthony, glad you stayed home, Ant. Saibuki says, hey, Spiv guy, I don't know what that's. Pain, are you listening to Sweet Leaf by Black Sabbath? Yurak says, good morning, Chris.
Yuri Wildcat, I think, agrees with you, Chris. He says, I was only watching the show because of the Catching Fire trailer, the sequel to the Hunger Games. Yeah. He says, but yeah, she did suck.
Yeah, she did.
She's cute, though, but, you know, you gotta work.
There's sometimes, I mean, you get these flops sometimes. That was a definite flop in her career.
Yeah, well... Got the chatters going off.
Yeah, it's Selena Gomez. She, you know, basically the Justin Bieber's ex. She was the one who had the dot on her head, the bindi dot on her head.
Well, you see, I mean, I don't see why.
I give her to fuck that little lesbian Bieber.
Why are they getting so damn pissed off? I mean, I don't understand it. I mean,
well, see, I mean, people don't like.
Well, I know it's their religious.
Yeah,
it was a religious.
It's not just a religious, but it's more of a culture thing. Because
Yeah.
I remember back in 2000, late 2004, 2005. I remember when Outkast they won Album of the Year for their album, for their Hey Ya. They did a version of it, and Native American people got pissed off at Outkast because they had like these women and they were dressed up in like this green buckskin because it was singing that song. And basically, the movie in the video, they wear nothing but green on there because they had a green screen or blue screen, I should say, because you can't wear green on a green screen; it'll look invisible. But they were wearing green, and they said it was offensive, which I kind of agreed to a certain extent. But the thing was, the movie. I mean, Andre, one of the guys from Outkast, the guy's name is Andre 3000. Who's gonna be here in America in 3000 AD? Will there be in America in 3000 AD? That's the point.
No,
I mean, I can understand to an extent that
There's
Native
no America
Americans
now the way America is now.
I mean, I can understand Native Americans feeling because I got some of my ancestry. Maybe you have to, and possibly Herb. But the thing is, it's the year 3000. And secondly, how many Native Americans wear green buckskin outfits? I mean, it's green, brown maybe, but come on, green.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I had no clue. All the westerns I watch are black and white, so I don't know what color they were wearing.
But it's like green, and they would, well, I mean, it was a really good live performance. And usually, when you do a live performance, 9 times out of 10, you're the person most likely going to get a doggone Grammy for it.
Well,
I'm just saying.
A lot of chatter here.
But I tell you,
I'm gonna do says no twerking.
Yeah, y'all don't want to see me. I ain't had enough coffee to twerk this morning, y'all.
No, really?
But like,
well, you ain't got much of an ass to twerk.
Huh?
Never mind.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. These girls that twerk, it's a certain style and a certain look. And you have to have a certain size butt in order for it to look as disgusting as it does. I'm sure if you twerk, we'll laugh. It looks silly. When these
disgusting.
girls twerk, you stand there going, "What the hell?" I'm serious. And you would not be as offensive as a girl. That's what I'm saying. Literally. Because when they do that twerking, all I want to do is take like something and put it right in their behind.
Well, I mean, they got videos with that going on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's a complete.
You can find that on the internet, I guarantee you.
Please, you can.
Yeah, you're right. I am a pain
all
in
over
the ass.
YouTube. Jeez. I mean,
Actually,
I already told you about the story about last year about the
P-A-Y-N-E.
chick who was twerking and she was on a.
Yeah.
You should have put that as P-A-Y-N-E there. All right, here we go. We got Ozzy Osbourne. This is just in.
Mm-hmm.
Ozzy Osbourne is splitting up with, I believe, his lesbian wife. I always looked at her like she looks like a lesbo.
Yeah. I mean, the
she gets along with
that
women just too much.
anymore.
Yeah, she really hangs around a lot of women, doesn't she?
Well, I mean,
that's what women
just
do, right?
The damn show, man. The talk or whatever it is.
It's kind of like The View, but it's on CBS instead of ABC.
Yeah.
Mine is Barbara.
Anyway, somehow my internet service is down. Yours is up.
Yeah, mine is going down too because I'm having trouble going on Yahoo because I was trying to get the story. If you realized, well, I'll go ahead and say what I already know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pat Summerall, the former NFL player turned sportscaster, has died recently. He died at the age of 82. Pat Summerall, was the voice of CBS Sports, particularly not only for the NFL but also for the Masters and PGA golf. If anyone used to watch, people used to watch golf and NFL on CBS back during the 70s and early 80s. He was also, and before he was a sports commentator, he used to play for the New York Giants football franchise. So he was a very great voice. He left CBS back when they lost the chance to play football, at least broadcast football back in the 90s. And went to Fox back in '94. So he and John Madden commentated Fox NFL for several years. He worked at CBS Sports for 31 years and broadcasting for 31 years and broadcasted for a record 16 Super Bowls. 16 Super Bowls. So he will be missed, and our thoughts go out to Pat Summerall's family, surviving family members. So, if I had a half, I'd tip it to you. So, rest in peace, Pat Summerall.
When did he die?
He died last night.
What are you gonna do?
Oh.
Yeah, he died last night.
Bad deal.
Well,
he had a good voice because he used to do, like I said, golf as well. So.
Well, I mean, golf is a bunch of fucking whispering, ain't it?
Well, yeah. Well, he's gonna use a number 7 iron. Jack Nicklaus is on the green.
He threw the club into the pond.
Yes. Looks like it's gonna be a birdie under par.
Yeah, definitely the most exciting shit on the
F
planet.
knows what that is all about. Why do they call it birdie? Is it because it flies?
Well, I guess you can.
I'm trying to
like
figure out why they even name these things that they do.
And see, if it's a birdie, that means that you're a high flyer. You know, it does. Yeah. You could.
Well, I know.
I know that Tiger Woods had his birdie out with a lot of women. See, that much I do know.
Well, he didn't get any birdies after that. I noticed that.
He got some bogeys.
A number of bogeys after that.
Yeah, bogey. I don't know why they call it a bogey. Maybe because sounds similar to booger. I don't know.
But. Yeah, I actually looked that up, and it was that's actually where Boogeyman come from.
Ricky? Really?
Yeah, it was actually the Bogeyman.
Oh, the Bogeyman.
That. And he just come in. I guess in the 70s they decided to.
Well, they want us to argue, by the way. They said that this show is not the same if you don't have conflict. But I happen to like Chris Payne, and I agree with most of what he says. So, I don't know. Maybe we have a new dynamic today.
Fuck you, Irv.
Well, fuck you too, you prick. Anyway, it's good to have him on the show. And maybe it's good that today we don't have all this conflict.
Well, I just got here, man.
We had enough conflict.
You gotta give me another hour to get pissed off.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, we do have a conflict, and I'll bring this up. He is, and I ran into your buddy yesterday, Paul Bronson. And he was sitting outside with that Reverend Flake, whatever that guy's name is, because he's a bit of a flake. The Reverend Ray. And he's sitting there with the old man, just giving him his attention. And we talked. It was wonderful to see Paul Bronson, by the way. I really like Paul Bronson. Yeah. And like I said,
have online problems, Ed. Do you have any?
He's just my one of my contenders.
Yeah, I can understand. I can understand.
What happened now?
But,
I can't go
he's a good guy, man.
He is a good guy.
I can tell that he's.
I like him.
He's built of integrity.
Like I said to him, this isn't a battle. If my message is going to resonate, let it resonate. I am not going to go and conflict with you. The only reason why, and by the way, Danny Glover came up to me yesterday, and he gives me this big hug, and he goes, "Thanks for your support," because he realized I've been supporting him on Facebook, and then I saw later on, I saw Bronson. And I said, "Hey, man, how's your boy doing?" He said, it's really hard, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, "Listen, you and I are not really technically in competition. I'm hoping that, let's say if you do win, that you call me to some of your events and keep me engaged and keep me involved for my next run. Because I'm not going to stop. It's going to be... If I don't win, I'm going to be like David Coos now.
Yeah.
I just never go away.
You got to understand, both you and
that sound like
y'all have
like STD.
Y'all being
I mean,
handicapped.
I ain't coming no way.
I mean, really, you two are the biggest underdogs in that race.
I know.
You see the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just not able to get on anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
The same thing I got. I can't get any other websites.
Well, and even on the same browser. You can't get anything else.
It started happening.
Well, lucky bastards that we have this show on.
Thing is, hey, Ed, you don't know any hackers, do you? Because we have some internet problems.
I know, really. Oh, Darren was here. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, he was there yesterday.
He was here today. Donnie Curry just said goodbye, Daryl.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the
So I
Daryl
guess-
from City Hall.
Who the
That's
hell's
totally-
Daryl?
All right, people
Daryl
need to
Jackson.
stand up for their beliefs and defend them, even if others disagree. A lot of people don't express their true beliefs in fear of being shunned. That to me is bullshit. That's exactly right. There.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I understand. I mean, but at the same time, people don't want to be shunned, and let alone people don't want to be ostracized. So I mean, you would be tired too of people. Every time you open your mouth or when you appear,
you're ostracized.
You're already ostracized. You're just
I think that I'm somewhat ostracized. The problem that they have is that they don't realize I am like tenacious about showing up when I do show up, and they freak out because they don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. You know, with Anthony, it's kind of the same thing, but I think Anthony shows, except to the mayor, he shows a lot of respect. I mean, he was very eloquent yesterday in bringing up the files that he has on police officers,
precinct 3
on
officers.
the precinct 3 officers.
Yeah, I missed all
and
that.
Anthony, Anthony was brilliant. I mean, he just kind of spelled it out. He knows his timing. He knows when to get off. Unlike me, where they ring the bell or throw me off, Anthony is able to hold that together.
Yeah.
And he says, I respect the mayor if he respects me or us and me. And the thing is, he doesn't. The mayor doesn't respect anybody. He doesn't give a shit about anybody. This mayor is a complete idiot and antisocial creep.
Just collecting a check.
Yeah, and that's why I say, I don't know how the hell he won the election when he's so anti-people. And if you notice, all of a sudden now he's calling all the business owners. Oh, I hope you got my support. You piece of crap. Where the hell are you when you should be going in those restaurants and giving them business? Stupid ass. And now he starts to call them up. People see through that garbage and hypocrisy.
Well,
Mr. Mayor.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to do when I was on the city council meeting yesterday myself. At least I tried my best. I'll admit though, I got the bell rung on me yesterday. I didn't have it the first time though, because I was basically to the point I didn't have that much stuff written down, because I know I have a problem being too wordy. That's why it took a while for my book to get published and stuff, because one of the publishers here basically literally said to me that I had too many words in it. That's like that's like a vegan turning down a salad because it has too much lettuce in it. It's
I mean, what was it? Really. What did they want, a flyer or something?
Well, basically, not to go off topic, but the book that I wrote, and which I'm decided just to go self-publish it. Basically, it had like 100,000 words in it. I got it. It was originally 115,000 words. I knocked off like 15,000 words off of it to be because it was too much, because it had like close to 500 pages.
Yeah,
it's probably now down to 300 pages.
Kind of the way I write.
Yeah, and I got it cut down, and the guy said if you could just get it down to like maybe like 90,000 or maybe even 80,000 words, just under 300 pages, he might give it a chance. But I just got tired. I just put it off for like about a good 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
Because I wrote it. I completed it back in 2003, and it's been a decade. And I thought, since I've been sitting on it for this long, I'm just gonna go for it and just self-publish it. So.
Well. Good getting off the subject there, but
yeah.
No, it's funny how you said not to get off subject, and then he goes on. No, it's just terrible. I love it.
Do any of y'all know what we was talking about before?
Yeah.
Because
we were talking about the city council.
Yeah, you're right. We cannot get any links outside of us. And I don't want to mess this up because it could knock us out.
Are they able to see us okay?
Yeah, they can still see us. They can still see us.
They can see us, and I can see them. They're the only ones that are up. That's it. I try to get on this the same browser, doesn't work. I go to another browser, doesn't work. So I don't know. Anyway, you're right. 2 residents joined the shooting review board. Former Bibb solicitor Otis Scarberry and former Board of Regents member Connie Carter, or Cater. And here's the thing. And Anthony, I don't remember if you even brought that up yesterday. I know you wanted to. Once again, this city wants to take control of everything. If they want to know the size of Uranus, okay, literally, in the city, and they have to approve the size of your anus before they even stick anything up your rear end. In other words, they want to control everything. They want to control everything. And now, instead of allowing, like, either Anthony or me or somebody else, just a local vendor or some hobo that doesn't really have a lot going for him in Macon, you know what they do?
What?
They pick and choose 2 former politicians. Once again, it's ridiculous. That is not a regular citizen. That is a guy who's going to probably be in the bed with everybody else and is completely illegitimate. And we need to make sure, Anthony, on our second meeting, that we bring that shit up. Because that's something that was left out. I don't believe you said anything. And it's hard to, you only have 5 minutes. And you're trying to keep time. I think I'm going to get me one of those watches and see whether, in fact, they actually give us 5 minutes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know how this city is, man.
They're not politicians per se.
They're buddies.
Yeah, they're buddies.
Cronyism. This city is all about nepotism and cronyism. That's all it is.
Yep.
Who you know, whose ass you can kiss, whose back you can pat.
Yeah.
That's it.
What he said.
And well, I mean, I come up with an idea to fix that. We just use the review board and to get the 2 citizens, make it like jury duty. Just have somebody come in. We got 2 citizens off the street.
Somebody said that. Somebody else said that as well.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you said that.
Then you're gonna get the dumbass that shows up. You're gonna pick the wrong dumbass that shouldn't be voting anyway.
Have your idea on that
They
board.
usually screen them first. There can be a lot of screening and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think the 2 in charge, I think they need other people,
Yeah.
more prominent citizens than just
Yeah.
politicians or government people.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Is there so much crime that they need to have, like, 2 permanent members? Can't they just do it? That when something is committed...
That's what I was
exactly.
coming across. Every time you have it,
just like jury duty.
Yeah.
There's crimes being committed by citizens. There's a jury. I agree with that. And they got to pick and choose a jury, and it takes a hell of a long time. It's kind of the same process. It's not a big deal. And like I said, I question, is there that much crime that they have to have 2 permanent members? And then they pick and choose them for us? This is control, folks. That's all it is. They're trying to control the process once a freaking again. All right, Anthony says, but 2 people that work for the city for a long time, in other words, people that Rickett knows, exactly. And, let me see. Yes, DC, and I agree with you. No, I don't have Skype. Okay, that's some other shit that they're talking. All right, well, I agree.
Well,
we're supposed to be meeting today. Anthony was still on, I hope. And they're supposed to reveal their results tomorrow.
Wow, okay. But Chris, since you're an actor, right?
Yeah.
Of course, and a good
I like to think I am sometimes.
And a good one.
Yeah.
I know.
But anyway, I was talking to...
You didn't see what I shot yesterday.
What I did on this was my second meeting, second address to the city council. I basically just reviewed, just updated on what I did the first time. Basically, try to gain more commerce, more revenue to Macon, to Central Georgia through the film industry. And the first time I talked, I should not have had that much backstory going back to my first one.
Yeah.
And just went to that. I think that's what ate up my time. But what I meant when the first time I got to that, I said, maybe there's a way, like basically, making the Macon Film Festival the Sundance of the South. Basically, you have the terminal station, have charter buses and charter train rides in conjunction with the Macon Terminal Airport with charter flights for incoming tourists, for other, for not just for film festivals, but for other tourists or guests who go into the
other
fair,
events,
other events like the Georgia State Fair that's coming out next month, and the Georgia National Fair that's coming out in October. But for at least for the filmmakers, for the Macon Film Festival, you have like the charter flights at the Macon Airport and get the terminal station involved in it with charter bus rides and charter train rides for these upcoming filmmakers and directors and writers and producers of the like. Get them together along with neighboring hotels and restaurants for them to have a place to stay and to have a place to eat, dine there, and bam, for those 7 days, we could just
and a place
make
to
it
meet
cheese.
these ridiculous
It can
asshole
happen,
politicians.
Yeah.
But
By the way,
that's what I was saying. We could do that,
But
because
there's too much competition in this state between cities. Every fucking city in this state decided, oh, we're gonna have a film festival.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Savannah Film Festival, Rome Film Festival, Augusta Film Festival, Athens Film Festival.
well, yeah,
Atlanta
but that's Georgia. Imagine what it is across the country. You got like the Miami Film
We won't-
Festival,
but-
the Tampa Film.
But do you
Fort
think we
Lauderdale?
would beat Savannah out as far as name recognition?
Well, we
I mean,
could.
We get
We
our
could.
ass whooped in this state
We
by name
could.
recognition from Atlanta, Savannah.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Savannah. Everybody knows where the fuck that's at.
Well, what's the
Macon,
population
where the
in
fuck is
Savannah?
that?
Does
Well,
anybody
Nobody
know?
knows what Macon is.
Savannah is like about twice the amount of people.
Yeah, so they're gonna
But
beat
it's
us out.
the
Close-
name
close to a quarter
recognition.
million.
Everybody knows that place is the haunted ass city, and you know they've seen
and plus-
movies, they've seen stuff
You see
shot
us
there.
moving? Because I don't think we
Yeah.
do.
By the way, Anthony says, quit being so vain, Derek. It's always about you. Then he says, ha ha ha, and just messing with you. But
I know
anyway,
you are. Better
You-
cut
But
your ass
I
up.
agree with you. There's things that can be
We're
done, but I don't.
disconnected.
Oh,
We're
okay.
disconnected. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
yeah, I didn't realize how vain blog shows are until today. No wonder everyone hates us. I don't think everyone hates us. I think they love us, Anthony. They love us being vain. You're so vain.
Irv,
that's
we're
something.
not on. We're disconnected. We lost the whole fucking internet connection. I just resetted the router.
Oh crap.
Yeah, the whole thing went.
All right,
I looked
we
down
gotta
the
call
bottom here,
Cox
there was
Cable.
no connection.
We gotta call Cox Cable.
They didn't cut you off, did you?
I don't know.
And assholes. They don't like me.
That bill was due at the end of the
Cox
month,
Cable.
so I don't know.
All right,
Cocksucker
I'm
Cable.
fine. It's coming back now.
It's coming back?
Yeah. Okay, now.
I don't think they would have cut me off yet.
If you paid the bill, and they will.
All right, we're back. We're back.
You are back. Okay.
What a morning. What a freaking morning. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you.
And, Maron. Oh, look who's here. Coxie's News Network.
How about that?
Look at that, he's back. Hey, by the way, Caxis, hey, Anthony, you're going to want to hear this. Where the hell is our switchboard that you promised us?
There
It
was,
wasn't him. It
there was
was
somebody.
the other guy.
No.
Network 1776.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Caxis.
What the fuck y'all need a switchboard for?
Yeah, but the
We
word
don't
network
need
was in it.
We don't need no switchboard.
Well, welcome back, Caxie.
We don't need no stinking switchboard.
Yeah. Well, I do have some news though. Thank goodness. Anthony was talking about just briefly. Star Wars actor
We have news.
Richard Lepardime dies. He played the arrogant Admiral Moti, commander of Vader's Death Star. He was 66 years old. 35 years ago, he was choked by Darth Vader for the very first time,
Yeah.
showing the power of the... He was the arrogant commander of Vader's planet-destroying Death Star in 1977 film Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
Yeah.
In the infamous scene, Monty mocks Vader's sorcerer's ways and sad devotion to the ancient Jedi religion. It has crushed the rebel. I find you.
Is that the one that had the bugs going up his ass? And I don't know.
That's the Matrix. It
Oh.
says, I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Now, this actor was in what movie?
He was in the original Star Wars movie, Episode 4, New Hope, the 1977 movie.
Wow.
He was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1946 to British and Irish parents. He moved to the UK in 1974. He was married from 1981 to 1984 to British actress Sarah Douglas, who played the supervillain Ursa in Superman 2. So she played the Kryptonian chick. But he also made appearances in the Christopher Reeve film as a reporter. He also had roles in James Bond film Octopussy and TV shows Capital City and We'll Meet Again. Wow.
The ultimate extra right there. I mean, that's the extra G from hell, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. You know what? I never saw this guy before. I swear to God.
Got killed by Vader.
I never saw this guy. And, you know, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. Like, after the first movie, it was like, that's enough. And then they kept coming back with more. Then they had that Jar Jar Binks guy coming in.
No, don't even talk about that fucker. They should have never put him in there.
They should have never put him in there.
Everything up. Everybody great movie except for that little floppy-eared fucker.
Oh my God. Could you imagine having a wife like that, bitching and moaning at you?
I guarantee you that's where the fucker based it. He had a wife like that at some point. Man, let's turn this bitch into a floppy-eared...
Freaking ridiculous.
Yeah,
anyway,
man,
Star Wars got
annoying.
way over the top, and I can't wait to see what Disney does with it.
Yeah.
Disney tends to take stuff and ruin it.
Yeah.
What?
Like they did, like Twilight did the vampires.
Yeah. If they took the Twilight Zone and the movie Vampires, put it together, and they came up with what? Twilight of the Vampires.
Yeah, vampires who turn into bling when sunlight hits their ass and shit. No, you're supposed to burst into damn flames.
Burn up,
A Darth Vader's helmet already looks like the head of a prick. Now what are they going to do?
A big black one.
A big black. That's terrible.
The actor who appeared at several sci-fi conventions,
Lord.
the Admiral Richards character who got choked, said in 2008 his famous Star Wars scene to me, I did the choking by flexing the muscles in my neck. It set off a chain of events that choking like.
So he killed him off right away.
Well, he didn't kill him off. He basically choked him. But he didn't die from it, though. He says, I can't do it anymore.
Is that what he did? He held out his hand like that?
Yeah, so basically trying to show how powerful he was. He basically choked him without touching the guy.
The force was with him.
I choke your ass out from across the room, bitch. Yeah.
Could you imagine if that was a dialogue? Could you imagine if that? But how would he say it? You gotta do it with a voice.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
No.
I was doing my pimp voice, man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was pimp shot from across the room, ho.
Oh my God. Anyway, that's funny shit, bro.
But there was some crazy stuff going on Fox. Speaking of
oh yeah,
Fox,
I was going to
20th
bring that
Century
up.
Fox, because Star Wars was originally distributed by 20th Century Fox, who also owns the Fox television network as well as the Fox News Channel. Speaking of Fox, the Family Guy episode yanked by Fox after scenes combined to depict Boston bombing.
Wait a minute. How could they draw those cartoons that quick?
Well,
I mean, the Boston bombing happened 3 days ago.
Well, the thing is, they made basically...
It aired a month ago.
It aired a month ago. Basically, it was some guy who was supposed to be like a 9/11, basically.
Please.
Yes, Fox has pulled an episode of Family Guy, which aired a month ago, that depicts mass deaths at the Boston Marathon and has no immediate plans to air it again.
What?
Fox spokesman Gade Paez said Tuesday the episode has been removed from Fox.com and Hulu.com.
Oh, the episode.
Yeah, the episode shows the protagonist, Peter Griffin, it's freaking sweet, killing marathon runners with his car and in a later scene detonating a bomb with a cell phone. Some have spliced these scenes together to depict Monday's bombing. The creator of the show, Seth MacFarlane, vented his anger over the edited clip on Twitter. In the March 17 episode, Griffin is asked by sports announcer Bob Costas about his performance at the marathon. A flashback shows Peter mowing down runners with his car. Yeah, I tell you, Bob, I just got in my car and drove it, Griffin says. And there was a guy in my way, and I killed him.
That's great.
And then later, Peter befriends a terrorist who, unbeknownst to him, is plotting to blow up a bridge. When Peter dials a cell phone, the friend is giving him explosions and screams are heard. On some websites, an edited clip has been circulating that fuses the two scenes, making it seem incorrectly as if the explosion was at the marathon.
That's crazy.
Which is kind of funny because there was this guy named Tommy, TJ was talking about it. He says, let me get this straight. Now, you make shows about, making fun of everybody of different ethnic groups, different religions, but you going to get mad at somebody that splices your clips together to make it think like you actually had something to do with the Boston Marathon.
It's too soon, man. It's too soon. Man.
Well,
the people are still bleeding, man.
I agree.
It
reminds people of the bombing, but I will say this. This happened with the movie Independence Day. If you remember,
this happens a lot.
When they bombed the Twin Towers, all of a sudden Independence Day was coming out that week. And they pulled it back and said, "We're not." They kind of delayed.
It wasn't Independence Day. It was Spider-Man.
There you go.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man had like these terrorists.
That's right.
In a helicopter.
I know there was a movie.
And he spun a web, and the helicopter was caught up in between the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
But it was kind of weird about that. He does these controversial stuff, but yet he's really.
There was the show, The Smoking Gun. Remember, it was like the lone gunman. Yeah, that's what it was called, The Lone Gunman. It was a spin-off from X-Files, right?
Yeah.
And they did a show that it was like a few months before 9/11, where they flew planes into the freaking Twin Towers.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any more exact.
Yeah.
And in the show, the government, somebody took over the autopilot on the plane.
Tell you the truth, you know what's kind of
flew
funny?
Them in there.
You remember this movie called The Long Kiss Goodnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy.
That was a badass movie.
Yeah, Mr. Sotomayor was actually talking about on his show last night, Your World, My Views, that I was listening to last night on the internet, from a friend, and he was talking about there was a line in there which really haunting. Talking about this is like 5-6 years before 9/11. He was basically saying just trying to get a bomb that he had somewhere in the city and kill like 3,000 people.
Wow.
And then he says well actually he was going to try to make it look like and blame it on somebody of Middle Eastern descent. And he goes,
which happens, folks.
Well, yeah, which is just kind of coincidental when you think about it. He says, he was trying to make a false explosion in John Lord with 3,000 people. And he's like, well, how are you going to have a fake explosion of 3,000 people, fake deaths? Well, we haven't found a way to do it yet, but until then, we're just going to kill 3,000 people for real. And it's kind of haunting when you think about it now, considering, this is like The Long Kiss Goodnight is like, 5-6 years before 9/11.
Yeah, well... Anyway, crazy stuff.
I mean, they need to get these people that's writing these fucking movies to work for the government or some shit. Because you apparently have
a better idea than the government does.
Yeah, I mean,
or better security ideas.
Either that or Hollywood's behind all this shit.
Yeah,
that's when you need to learn.
Yeah, they're so pissed off.
But speaking of education or lack thereof,
and then we're gonna we got a story on. We have the names. Of those two board members that were put on the board. Now we have confirmation of what it is.
Yeah, but here in Decatur, Georgia, by WMAZ, DeKalb County District Attorney officials say that 3 former school administrators have been indicted on the CRCT cheating probe.
Yeah.
Angela Jennings, former principal of Rock Chapel Elementary School in Lithonia, Georgia, is charged with 16 offenses, including public record fraud and computer forgery. Agnes Flanagan, former principal of Cedar Grove Middle School in Decatur, faces 9 charges, including making false writings, public record fraud, and forgery. Derek Wooten, former assistant principal of Stoneview Elementary School in Lithonia, faces 13 charges, including public record fraud, making false statements in writings, and computer forgery. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reports Flanagan is accused of altering students' tests. Jennings is accused of removing students from enrollment records so their scores would impact school averages, and Wooten is accused of altering attendance records to meet federal guidelines. And this is basically an update of what's been going on in Atlanta, where the school board, the educators were put in jail because they were caught basically changing the scores on some standardized tests.
Having pizza parties.
Yes. And once again,
Get
I mean,
together, have a pizza party and change the
I
fucking
think a
school.
lot of that has to do is they want to get those effing students out of there and pass the tests, just move them on.
Yeah, move them on like
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
we
it
used to
comes
get left
down
back
to
in the
funding.
old days.
It comes down to the no child left behind bullshit.
Yeah.
That makes these damn bullshit standardized fucking multiple choice, easy to beat fucking tests show where we're at as far as, I mean, it's bullshit. You got people doing that, and they lose funding if your school drops below a certain point.
Yeah.
And it's all about a stupid ass test that doesn't really show whether these kids learned anything.
Yeah.
It just shows they can beat a fucking multiple choice exam. I can do that.
Well, exactly.
I'm a dumbass.
And then, of course, there was the old days where you cheated, where you looked at the other kid's paper, but the teacher was keeping guard on you. And then in the school that I went to in junior high, that would be known as middle school here. In the middle school, they used to give you pens. Yeah, there was no pencil and erase. I mean, it was really like, you got the answer now, if not, screw you. So it was a little bit tough.
The teacher stabbing you with
Call.
pencils.
Hey, Ed, pass the phone.
But, I mean, this really...
We got a call. Wonder who's calling in. Morning Roast? Morning Roast? Ah, you bastard. Anyway. So, well, moving on. We got a story because we got, how much time left?
We got 7 minutes.
7 minutes. All right, going back to that review board, here are the two people. Retired Bibb County solicitor and former Board of Regents member will help examine the facts of the December shooting of Sammy Davis Jr. Mayor Robert Rickett and the Macon Police Department chose Otis Scarberry and Connie Cater as two citizens to sit on the review board. That's according to City Council member Virgil Watkins. They, along with members of the police department and two officers from outside agencies, will discuss whether Macon police officer Clayton Sutton followed protocol when he shot and killed Davis outside the Macon grocery store.
Yes? Hello? You on the air? Hello?
Hi, you're on the air.
You're
Go
on the
ahead.
air. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
He said
if you don't
something.
speak, you get hung up. Anyway.
Jesus.
You got
Lord
your
have
15
mercy.
seconds of fame.
No wonder you had the battery off the other day.
Is it me you're looking for?
Ridiculous. Call the show Talk, you stupid ass. Alright, so anyway, they, along with members of the police department and two officers from outside, as I said, after looking at the GBI report on the shooting, District Attorney David Cook said Sutton was justified and was in reasonable fear for his life. Bullshit. Bullshit, Mr. Cook. They're cooking the books on this one. I'm serious. That GBI report is bogus. It's meaningless. It's one-sided. Because I'll tell you why. And I mentioned that yesterday we're gonna do it one more time. And if you don't talk, you scumbag, I'm gonna hang up on you and no more
He's
phone
not gonna talk now, man.
Morning, Rose? No, there's no Vicky here.
Biggie.
Vicky. Are you Vicky?
Vicky Smalls.
Yeah.
I was about to say, man, hey, man, that's me over here, man. I'm
All right, so
Biggie Jr.
Once again, the mayor wants to be in control, and I believe, Anthony, we ought to take this up as the next fight. They cannot choose. I think it should be like we said, kind of like what do you call it? Jury duty.
Right.
This is bullshit. The mayor's trying to do that, and then the police are involved in it, and everybody's involved in it except your average citizen. This is outrageous. Once again, this freaking mayor is trying to control everything. And if you think that there's no backroom biting here, you're crazy. I mean, even yesterday, as much as I like the guy from the NAACP and the director of that, you could tell that they know each other and they probably talk afterwards and all the shit is going down. Because even NAACP didn't come by the Sammy June event until how many months now? How many months has it been?
Almost 4 months.
Almost 4 months later. That's ridiculous. You know, that shit should have been right on point. That's why you're the director of NAACP. You're supposed to be on this shit.
That's what these people do, man. Haven't you noticed this? It's like this on every level. Every level of politics.
Every level.
They go and they act like in front of the cameras, I hate you, motherfucker. You're the reason America's a horrible place. And then after that camera goes on, let's go have a beer, man.
I know.
Let's go talk about how we're fucking everybody.
Yeah. And according to what I saw, let's go have dinner. And I'll leave it at that.
What's up?
I'll leave it at that.
What y'all looking for?
I was looking for the wordsmith thing.
Oh shit, I ain't ready.
We got wordsmith and we got our daily bread. Anthony, you took the book on insults. So the only thing you can do, Anthony, is put it down.
Page 420, entry number 1. Bam. Here we go. First entry.
420? Hey man, yeah, it ain't that time this morning, man. You got my ass up too early. I get up, I look at the fucking computer, man. I ain't even got a cup of coffee.
You might want to get ready for that sound effect.
Thank you, Anthony, for doing that.
Pulse, like the fucking vein in my neck right now.
And now the word of the day. Sponsored by Chris.
That's right. Pulse. English has 2 separate words, pulse. The older seed of beans. Seeds of beans. Seeds of beans? I thought beans were seeds.
Well, hey, that's what's in the book.
Oh, fuck
Don't
it, Mike.
question the book.
Okay.
Never question the book.
Lentils, etc. Comes via Old French pulse, from Latin pulse. Thick gruel, often made from beans and the like. This was a relative of Latin pollen flower. Okay. Source of English pollen and Latin pulvis powder. Source of the English powder and pulverized. Its plural, pulses, has given English
Poultice. Poultice. P-O-U-L-T-I-C-E.
I can't read, people. My eyes, sir.
Okay. You want me to tag it for you?
Okay. Pulse, beat of the blood, comes via Old French pulse from Latin pulse beaten, a noun use of the past participle of pillar, drive, beat. Source of English appeal, compel, dispel, expel, propel, and repel.
What the hell?
Bingo. The derivative pulsu gave English pulsate and to push. So we found out that the word pulse gave us every fucking thing.
There we go.
And where the hell you get beans and curd and fucking gruel and
From
shit?
Pulse.
From Pulse. Too damn complicated. I need some 420 remedy after that shit. God damn. No wonder they put that the first thing on page 420.
That just freaking sweet.
Oh my God. You're right. Maybe you're right, Anthony. Anyway, so, that's cool. You saw me on the news last night. How do I look? Self-centered? Oh, well, we're all self-centered. That's what makes us unique.
I hear you, Gamer.
We are uniquely self-centered in our own way.
Yes, Rosalind Cole says daily bread.
Yeah.
Days
Why don't you get Ed to show it? What?
I'm ready.
Yeah, you can't show a picture because Rosalind can't reach. She can't reach your lips if you have the picture up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ready and cue music.
All right, here we go. My self-centeredness on display for all to see. Okay. All the comforts of home. Once during my tenure, not me, this is the reader, the writer rather. Once during my tenure as a human resource officer for the construction company, we took some jobs in a neighboring state. This meant our workers were faced with a 2-hour commute each way, plus a full workday. To ease the burden, we booked motel rooms for a week, but we also arranged vans and drivers to transport those who decided to commute. Almost every worker took the vans. One of our could you lower that? I'm screaming like a maniac here. One of our grumpiest workers discarded his usual demeanor as he described the thrill and surprise of his wife and 4 boys on the first night. We hadn't told him he had an option to go home, so he showed up unexpectedly to surprise them. Later, his wife called to thank the company owner, telling them their family was loyal for life. To anyone who understood how important home was to workers. Anyone who has been deprived of home, even for a short time, will understand the comfort of Jesus. Disciples drew from his words, and when he promised the eternal life, waited him. Then, to make their joy complete, Jesus told them he would prepare or guide them to that home, the joy of joys. We would be there too. Remember, the greatest comfort in this life, Jesus promised that one day we will go home to be with him. Randy Kilgore. Heavenly Father, we praise you for these words from Jesus that touch the deepest longing of our soul, the hope and comfort of home. We want to be with you. In Jesus' name, amen. There is no place like home, especially when home is heaven. My Father's house are many mansions. I will go and prepare a place for you. John 14:2. There you have it. All the comforts of home.
Wow. I'll just read what Tom Ant says. The Fox showed Irv hanging his signs and played a soundbite of him bad-mouthing other leaders.
Oh, yeah.
Gamer goes, amen, Irv.
I mean, y'all could have just cut Jesus off right there. You don't know. He could have been on the main line.
Is that right?
He was like, hey, man, you mispronounced that one word.
How was it, Anthony? How was it?
I didn't mean to make... Well, I guess I was joking. When Sai talking about he's running off screaming, I just had to just...
It burns! It burns! It burns! Ant wants to read from the Satanic Bible. You know what, Anthony? I don't think you're a satanic guy.
He
don't.
used to read from Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf.
Wow, man.
Oh, and that sounded good. Thank you, sir. No, I'm serious. I think that first of all, we're in this together, right? And so I know for a fact that all of us have something to offer to this show. Yes. Even Mr. Payne. even Mr. Ed. This show is a unified force, and that's what I want to make sure that continues. And it's the same thing with what I'm putting out there to the city. It's like the reason why I'm bad-mouthing these scumbags is because they're not unified. They're always bickering and fighting with each other. They're always bitching and moaning, and yet they do nothing, really nothing, that is of any value in the city. They forget the kids. They forget what's important. And just like Anthony said on that video, when he told the mayor off, he said, in the scheme of life, is it that important to talk about a freaking road that you're trying to build, spending everybody's money doing it? It's ridiculous. Why not take some of that money and put in a freaking program where these kids need to learn how to live? They don't even know how to live. Their parents are doing a horrible job, and the people themselves can't figure out what the hell to do next with these kids. Well, take a freaking program, throw them in there, spend some money, take that school over in Montpelier, it's empty, it looks like a big, beautiful castle, and put those kids in there, bring the parents in, teach the parents how to be a parent, teach the fathers, put them in that gym, teach the fathers how to be fathers. There's all sorts of ways that we can improve the city.
I'm going to say, wait.
Yeah.
You ain't going to teach them parents
All
how
right.
to be parents.
Well.
You're not.
Wait.
Okay.
Anthony, me and Derek didn't put any shit in your space, okay? So don't put shit in my space.
Okay, Anthony, you do what you want. Don't worry about it. You can throw it on my side. I got so much shit there.
Wait.
I'm sure you'll find a little space somewhere.
You're crowding my space, dude. What's up?
You're crowding my space.
My virtual space.
We'll try to find some type of table.
Please.
Hey, we'll just do a roll call.
You're not
for
going
the people
anywhere.
here.
Jesus.
Well, we want to thank of all our chatters. Because77, City Bum, Saibuku who left earlier. Greybeard, Rosalind, Nicole, Vorpalbite, Yurik Wildcat, Gamer Girl, Three Bears, Tower London, Caxi News Network, Nordschnack, who was here earlier, Fancy Fanny, and Jews. And, yeah, I did say Three Bears. Yeah, I said Three Bears. Thank you for checking us out. And also, our condolences to, like I said earlier today, to Pat Summerall, who died at the age of 82. He died of cardiac arrest. From update, he died of cardiac arrest. He called a record 16 Super Bowls and was the voice of the NFL on CBS, as well as the leading voice of the Masters of PGA Golf and the U.S. Open Tennis Tournament as well. Our hearts go out to Pat Summerall, his family, CBS, and Fox Network.
Make sure you watch tomorrow. Anthony will be back. We'll have Chris back if you want to come back, Chris. We always love you being on our show.
Thursday.
But I'm telling you, Anthony, you better show up. And by the way, are we gonna go together today to that NAACP event? Let me know if we're gonna do that together. I really don't want to give my word and then all of a sudden we don't show. And I think they're expecting you there, especially more than anyone else. All right, guys. Thank you for the show. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris, for
Thank you, Ed.
substituting.
Thank you.
It's 70
We
degrees
held it
outside.
together.
It's 70 degrees outside in Macon.
Somewhat.
Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the sunshine. There's going to be a high of 86, low of 61. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ann. I got your message. 5:30.
Man, you need to warn somebody, man, with these. You need to warn somebody with those pictures, man.
Thank you.
Oh, somebody him.